let's start from scratch here, guys.
Okay.
It's not the worst start we've ever had, although usually after a Skype computer code revert we get our worst. But so once again, I'm gonna let Fred be the person that's gonna make some decisions for us, especially when we get into the Lost Citadel movement at the end.
Oh boy!
Thanks, Fred.
And we're in Phase C, and we're going to move up the river past Kiev. Do you see the map that we're actually on, Fred? The campaign map.
That's what I have a tab for Lost Citadel, Combat Abacus, and Aquatic Queen of the Waves. I don't see a map tab.
Now, if you look at the very top, you may have some scrolls that are just greater than and less than symbols that you can just hit on the very top of your tab, and it may give you other tabs to look at. Otherwise, I hit that focus.
Oh, there it is, campaign map. I found it.
Yeah, when I hit the focus again, it usually will give you an option to go ahead and grab it. And we'll start off where, and this is simply a reference. It's not gonna matter whether if we're between Novgorod or Chernigov, and when these encounters are happening, because again, we just use the deck as a reference and the generator. So I'm going to go into Phase C, and I'm going to flip the first card of the encounter, and we're going to get a king. Now, or should say a queen. Double queen rule would be in effect. If we get two queens, that would end the phase and get us over to Lost Citadel. But that first queen would be help. Now, we don't have a whole lot of need on our longboat. In fact, our longboat is almost perfect. But Fred, if you move over to the longboat technique tab, I'm going to put one of these dark brown buttons on a shore. It's at the very top next to the longboat swaggering. Little wooden colored ones. I'll hit the focus again if you have not found it. I can take out some of the incidental artwork if that would help.
Okay.
And
the tab now.
Go ahead and grab. You can see that we have 4 clevers still left, and there's that one brown token that's between longboat swaggering and the shore at the top. You can place that next to any of your longboat swaggering, and we have them all as a high level party. Even though you're coming in as a newer guy, and I certainly am playing a newer guy. Don't worry about that.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 little brown boxes off. What's this, trait bonuses? I'm going to move those into longboat swaggering. Is what you're saying?
No, those red ones are just the markers of how many clevers we have left. If you hit your zoom key and zoom back a little bit, you're going to see a fuller table. In that fuller table, you can see that there's a title, Longboat Swaggering. And there it is. You just moved
if you see the one that I'm moving.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead and put that next to any of the little dots that say like Battle Hard, and that'll represent something extra that we're bringing ashore because of the influence by the Queen.
Okay, I put it in Battle Ready.
Okay, Battle Ready is a good one to have. I'm going back to the campaign map. I'm going to flip another card. What we want really is that 9. That 9 will move us into a more focused section of the game, the climax. So when I go over to the Lost Citadel now and I hit the focus, you can see that I'm going to delete Tony's character because all he did was drive us to death in the iron mines, and have my character have to forever stay behind as his personal spirit guide slave.
Hey, it works for me.
It works for everyone. The man who's killed 2 gods.
That's right.
All right, now the mission is that you get to the Caspian Sea, and when you get to the Caspian Sea, you try your magic charm, and you realize that you're not going to be able to find the queen that way. She is. She could be in any number of different seas. Let's see if I got the setting C. All right. We got to go through a till. I won't worry about that. Here, the players determine that their quest in its present form is futile. It acts as a bridge to the next. The power words are important there, so it's not that we don't need the power words. The objective is not possible yet because Aquata could be in the Aegean Sea, the Azov Sea, the White Sea, the Barents Sea, the Norwegian Sea, and she could be in the Pacific for all we know. Although with our with our focused mind, we probably don't know where any of those places exist. So we tried on the campaign map to call her into the Baltic Sea and call her into the Black Sea and now call her into the Caspian Sea. We found that we're going to need to force her to come to some place, and that will be the next mission we'll run. But to conclude this mission, there's a ton of gold to be found in the Lost Citadel. Now, I put your character in the upper corner of that, and you have the little boat there, of course, because we like little things with boats on them. And you're going to...
Good. We want Frederick to be able to level up before we face the sea goddess, because Frederick, she's nasty. She is what? Everything is twice what the table says?
Hey, you can only take one wound.
Yeah, but a make roll.
And I'd have to hit him in 2 different battles in order to really kill him, because after he takes that first wound, he's just going to go down. That's that's assuming he even took that wound, because I've been in 3 of these battles with or 2 of these battles with Sea God, and or I should say, the character who now runs the Tides has been in 2 of the battles of Sea God, and I was not wounded in either of them. I get wounded all the time in Cutlass. I seem to avoid that in this game. But Fred, make sure you can move your character there under the Lost Citadel icon on the map.
Yeah, it's moving
Lost
around.
Citadel.
It's moving around.
And you'll need to be on the Lost Citadel tab, so you're in the close up.
Lost Citadel tab. Okay, there I am.
Yep. And you can pick one of the 3 directions from Area 1, which are shown by the
Just
red
put my
lines.
character on it.
Just push yourself in that direction, and I'll take over from there, and bad things happen. You saw that in Cutlass. You can march right toward Cairo, as Conrad did. It seemed to work out well for the party. So you're going to go that direction? Terrific. Let me open it up to you. And it's essentially more sea. But it's more sea number 6. And what do you find there? You're going to find that the seas are strangely cold and forming ice on the surface, which is unusual for the Caspian Sea. Something or someone is trying to trap the players here frozen in ice. You need to flee this area at once. Should you have to return if you hit a dead end, you will lose at least 1 longboat swaggering from crashing into the ice that's forming. You have 2 directions, or you can go back the way you came from this point, Fred.
Let's just go
typical sort of dungeon crawl type of decision making.
Yeah, I moved to the right there.
And you move toward the rocks, which is not a bad place to go. And the rocks, let's see, the rocks is 26. I tap down. 26, boy, this is going to be a lot of encounters, isn't it? All right, you crash and hit the rocks. We're going to Q&D mishaps at sea out of the fundamentals book, and everyone is going to take a result until we escape. I'm opening up my fundamentals book.
Mishaps at sea, Conrad. Is that in the tool?
Or is that the one that is buried in the game because it was a demonstration of how to make Q&Ds? Did it never make it to the tool? It may not have, in which case I'm going to cut and paste it out as we play.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it.
Well, it's if you got the game itself, it's only 1 table, and it appears all the way at page 292. So if you want to go down to 292, you'll find it as well in the game booklet. I will cut and paste them in as I flip them. We're going to start with who's a good person to start with?
I think Rusty's out for just a minute.
No, I'm back.
Okay.
Huh?
How can Rusty be back? He would be deserting his post here.
I left it for 2 minutes.
Well, Conrad, he's gonna make sure that he docks your pay for that, right? And all right, I got you marked, Rusty. I'm gonna flip the first card on mishaps at sea, and I'm gonna give you a 3, and I will paste it in the chat.
Is it a bane? No, it's not a bane. What
not
the
a
heck?
bane. There are no banes on this table. There you go, Rusty.
I'm lost with no banes. Take the tiller from a downed crewman and set a course to the safety of open water. Success in an obstacle or impediment of battle is removed, or important task in the mission is accomplished. Difficulty 6, advantage trait rugged. Let's see here. Character information. I am trait rugged.
Okay, so on a roll of 6, your part in the battle is concluded. We're going to do this like we did with repulsing. Everyone is going to have to take an action, and everyone's going to have to be successful. If anyone should be injured by the table, they can be rescued by other people around the table. And Rusty is officially out of the battle for the moment, which is good. What level character are you playing, Rusty? Because I think you're higher level.
Level 6.
Yeah, so you got double rolls as
I could have rolled twice,
but you have made it out of the battle, and I go on to Conrad. Conrad, your card is going to be a king. A king is usually a good card. I'm going to cut and paste that out. Are you clever?
The answer is always yes. Yes, I am trait clever. This is always yes. Respond to the general alarm right as you fall asleep exhausted or after downing several pints of ale. Fail and suffer a vicious wound. Difficulty 6. Advantage trait clever. I am clever, rolling 3 dice. I'm a level 0 guy, and we have succeeded.
Okay, so Conrad is still in the battle. He just avoided the vicious wound. I go on to Laura. Do we have Laura today?
Yep.
Terrific. And Laura, you have a king as well, so you can repeat what Conrad is doing. Trait clever.
I'm also clever. Respond to the general alarm right as you fall asleep exhausted or after downing several pints of ale. Fail and suffer vicious wound. Difficulty 6. So 6 on 3 dice.
It's never my intention to make Laura drink in the games, yet she always manages to find the card that allows her to do so. So I'm going to go to Mike, and I'm going to give you, it looks like the High Priestess. Now, I do not think I have an actual major tarot for this.
Don't think there are major tarot. Yeah, there are not major tarot on this.
So I
that
could.
means he succeeds, right?
It could make him succeed, or I was about to say, I think I'm supposed to use the same cards as if it was a sea battle. So, is that worse, Rusty? Probably worse.
I have no idea.
Let me check and see if that works, and if that works as a sea battle flare, we'll use it as sea battle. If it doesn't, I'll just go ahead and skip forward or save them for a later, nastier time. Q&D sea battles is, I see grapple, I see storming walls, I see
sail aboard, command, engage for victory, outdistance, outlandish, ramming speed, setbacks, and cursed luck. I would go with setbacks and cursed luck, maybe.
No, what I mean, Mike, is I would say following the battle, the selecting player receives a wizardry technique as a bonus for his action. I'm going to use the same flair as the sea battle, but not
okay.
Yeah. So after this battle, which means if you survive, which I'm assuming you will, you can take a wizardry technique. Is it random? Receives any? No, it's one you get to pick. Even better. So
nice.
So go ahead and you can mark that off now, even though you really cannot use it until after the battle.
I'll wait until I get my real card.
You wait until you get your real card. Do you have the table in front of you? 7?
I do.
You don't need to. I can cut it out for you, Mike. If you want to stay on the page with the major tarot, that probably would help us by speeding things up just a little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to go back to that flare and go to the 7, and I'm going to cut and paste it out for you. It's a longbow camaraderie P, which we have, so you're going to get 3 dice on it. And here it is. It's in the chat. I'm not
resist the urge to call for ship to be abandoned and every soul for himself. Fail and KO. Difficulty 8. Advantage longboat camaraderie. I am level 6, so I get to roll twice. But I can do that on that first 2d8 roll. Let's do 3d8. Ooh, 3! 16. There we go.
All right, you're not knocked out, but you have not completed your action yet on the table. And I go on to Fred. I don't have Greg Morrison here, right? And Fred, it's an advantage longbowman. I give you an 8.
Okay. So someone put it in here then?
Yeah, I put it in. Did you not
okay.
see it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shallows, mishap, 8, harpoon the denizen as you see it shadow cross under the vessel. Success for command pip, difficulty 7. Advantage skill bow. So this is going to be a 2d8 for me.
2d8.
Nope.
Looks like Conrad has already grabbed it into the in his tool. Is that correct, Conrad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just haven't pushed it to the.
I'll let you take over then. for me. And that, unfortunately, is a fail.
Yeah.
And so nobody gets the command pip, unfortunately. And then I'm going to move on to Tony. Tony, you're still in the battle, of course, and you have yourself a 7. And I'm going to beat Conrad to it because I've been cheating and peeking.
Resist the urge to call the ship to be abandoned and every soul for himself. Fail, knocked unconscious. Difficulty 8. Advantage, longboat, camaraderie. Do we have longboat camaraderie?
Yes,
we got them all.
So I'm 3 dice for an 8.
3 dice for an 8, or knocked unconscious.
I have succeeded.
Now, when Mike was calling for everyone to abandon ship, we were sort of ignoring it. But when you're calling for everyone to abandon ship, Tony, it tends to take notice. But we go on to Bruce. How you doing, sir?
I resisted the urge.
Okay. How about if I give you a queen? If Conrad can grab that for us.
You're right with you. I closed the window to push it up to the server.
That's okay.
I think I've got the queen.
There you go.
Tony,
Thank you, Tony.
Charge. The crew needs your leadership and direction. Optional success, and all players gain tactics pip to dice, but fail and knocked unconscious. If the character skill is armor, smithy, or trait methodical, I am methodical. I'm not sure, but I can't be armor smithy because I'm not clever. So, trait methodical. The difficulty reduces by 2, but so it's 5.
Yes, so trait methodical, you're going to be reduced by 2, so you're going to need a 5 on 2 dice. And if you're bold as the advantage, you'll roll 3 dice.
Okay. I am not bold, so I get to do 2 dice.
2 dice for a 5.
Success! We all getting tactics.
Yeah, we gain the tactics pip. We're all at +1. Double tactics is another way of getting people off the table. I'll flare that from the new Battleborn rules. And I will take my action, and I got myself a 9. Somebody wish to post that for me? Grab my character here.
There you
and
go.
It says, shallow seawater or stagnant river wash as an unnatural wave rises and envelops the ship. Success for the Fury pip. A 7 on 2 dice. Grit Fortitude. I am not Grit Fortitude. I am Laura's assistant, and that would not be... And I made it, though, so I have the Fury pip. I'll take the Fury pip, and I go on to Rusty. Rusty, you can try to help somebody else get off the table, or you can just... there's nobody injured.
I'll certainly help somebody to get off.
How about an 8 for Rusty?
An 8. 8s are always good.
8s are good.
Harpoon the denizens. As you see, its shadow cross under the vessel. Success for command pip. Difficulty 7. Advantage skill bowman. Let's see. Bowman
so you're helping Fred because he had this card last too. You guys are both
so
the way.
bowman is what? Let's see.
Bowman is...
Oh, yes. I am a bowman. It's under rugged. Okay. So I am a bowman. Difficulty 7, and there's we have a pip, right?
No.
So looking at for a 6?
A tactics pip we do.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a tactics pip, right?
So we're +1, right.
All right. So didn't really need it. And so I have now given command pip. Is that just for me or is for anybody?
The command pip is usable for 1 round by anyone that can either grab +1 or +2 out of it in the system.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
And so, Rusty got the command pip. I'm starting to realize there's probably not as many get out of this tables as I would anticipate. So since we've all had 1 action on the table, the next one to get us all free gets us all free. How about a 3 for you, Conrad?
3. Take the tiller from a downed crewman and set a course to the safety of open water. Success in an obstacle or impediment of battle is removed, or important task in the mission is accomplished, which means get us out, right?
That is correct.
Difficulty 6. Advantage trait rugged.
If you're rugged, that's a gimme because you've got a tactics pip and a command pip. That would be a +3. That would be a 3 on 3 dice.
I am rugged.
That's a gimme.
I would still like to see the roll.
That was a...
because that 3... That 3 was a bare minimum roll there, but then I see that you rolled your 3 dice. Okay, so I'm back on the Lost Citadel map.
Minimum counts.
Yeah, minimum is all that you need. And
globals for Fred, the level 0 guy, should be able to get something at this point.
Absolutely. I'm level 1, and I will take. I will also grab one. I will take. I'm going to say that the waters were my magic exposure because we've been seeing ice as well in the waters.
I would call it exercising prudence to take the tiller
what
from
level,
a stupid
Conrad?
man. 0.
Yep. Go ahead and take it.
Red, I'm looking for the second half of a magic ignoble at level 6.
No.
Okay.
Not yet. It's in there, but it's not that one. Not for ice in the water. Somebody just spilled their cocktail drink. We go on to Fred. You got 2 directions you can go. You go south, and you can go east. And south we go.
Which are we on the campaign map or
Lost Citadel.
Lost Citadel map.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
So on those ignobles, which one should I mark?
Well, you've encountered 2 things so far. You've encountered ice in the water, and the second encounter thing was the fact that you helped the boat navigate through the waves and the rocks. So when we look at the character sheet of the, for instance, either one of them could be adventure, either one of them could be Bard's Tale. Neither one of them is a battle, but you could count crafty deeds for the ice, but not for the Q&D of the rocks. You follow? So you're pretty much at your leisure. You could pick whichever one you want, and just tell me which one you're taking, and if I think it's out of the ordinary or a gross.
I'll mark crafty deeds.
Okay, and what would you take for the ice that you saw in the water?
Prudence.
Prudence, if you wish, sure. And we move on to this one. This one as opposed to that one. Let me go up to my map here. This is number 7. What has happened in number 7? Did we finally meet? Yes, I was about to say. We finally meet the daughters of Aquata. So she may not be summoned. She's actually traveling to this area. Not the Caspian Sea, but traveling to the next mission. But we meet her daughters. And now this is where it gets a little bit uglier, because I got a Q&D for this. The nurslings of the sea abandoned. So these are not her coming out of the water with her minions, just her minions, her sea monkeys, her mermen are coming up to attack us.
This is a different chart from the one on the Fighting the God table.
It's slightly modified, yes. So okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip. Does it have a Major Tarot? Oh, it certainly does. Ugly Major Tarot for Tony. I go on to Laura. You get the first card against the children. And you're looking for something like a knight card, escape the table, king card, escape the table. Let me read really quick to make sure that this is not what I thought the last one was, that we all need to escape the table. I'm in, what did I say, 27? Back up to my map here. And it just says that use the Q&D nurslings. Note the difficulties are not doubled because Aquata is nowhere in this vicinity. So, single action could save the group. Laura, you got yourself an ace, so that might be
this
it.
Is in the tool then, so the ace does it. Will should get her out, right? It's that one? That ends with Not My Type, Darling?
Yeah, Not My Type, Darling. The same, absolutely, exact same rating on that. So I don't think I flared that at all, Mike. Go ahead, Laura, read it out to us and make your roll.
Not my type, darling. You carve a path of wretched flippered fish scraps. Success and continue as wrestle Triton. Oh, there's 2 different ones. I guess they're both the same stats, just different flavor text. Success and continue as wrestle Triton or escape further action. I'm not sure which one. Difficulty 11, advantage.
It would be success to escape further action. So that's where my changes were, Mike, was the fact that you're not going to do multiple attacks since the sea goddess is not here at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a berserker, so...
Take that, fish people.
Okay, and so that gets us out of that. And Fred, you can see that there's about 20 different ways out of this area that you can go.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. All right. I got an idea here. We'll go here.
Okay. Let me open it up for you.
Well, that means we'll get to find out if we come back here if we have to fight the nurslings again. The ref would not be that cruel. Yes, he would.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, if you end up back in this area, you're definitely going to take another card on that table, although I'll try to move it around for us. Let's see which this one is for us. Was double checking on make rolls that everyone can use one make roll in every game, in every battle, I should say. And we're up to 9. The walls of the Lost Citadel. The army of the city seems to be responding. You faintly hear the men calling for help to fight a dragon. You look around, you don't see any dragon yourself. Now remember, the thing about the Lost Citadel, it's a place of illusions. So what they're seeing may not be what you're seeing, or there could be a dragon, but you're not seeing it, or more than likely, they think you're a dragon coming in through the water, and they're confused.
Oh, that was my take.
Yeah, and that's probably the correct take. They began pointing, and we did go through a battle with the sea gods' underlings. Unfortunately, only Laura got a check for that, but you can check Bard's Tale for that. We'll keep you honest and try to move you along.
All right.
Take that a
I could get a check for that at level 6.
I don't think so. I think that was her friend. Laura's asking if she can
not
get
quite
a check.
yet, Laura. The army is responding. They begin pointing and firing ballista down at you. Lose a longboat technique every time you pass here. We're going to tell the players not to look up yet, but test their memory. If you had to dispel illusions, what would you use as a swaggering technique, Conrad?
I only have one, and that's speed and guile.
And what is this letter, though?
R as in Robert.
R. That would probably not be one you'd want to use. Tony, which, if without looking it up, which one do you think would be used against illusions?
Against illusions, I would say probably power words, which is S.
S would be a push. So you should probably, actually it wouldn't be a push, it would be power words against illusion. You'd be using them on your own people. At your leisure, you might want to look up to see which swaggering you'd use against illusions, because it may come up in further play. But right now we're going to lose a longbow swaggering, and so Fred, I'm gonna take off one of the longboats at random, or if you go over to that longboat tab, you can grab one of the blue tiles.
Okay, so just take one of these off.
Sure, just pick which one you think is Conrad's very partial to, yes, vermin free. Conrad hates the fact when the ship has rats, so if you take that off, you'll offend him. But
Fred, in general, the swaggering techniques lower on the chart are the ones that are easier to get back.
Pure no curse. Okay, that probably would make sense from the encounter as well. And we go back to the Lost Citadel map, Fred. And again, I'm keeping you on the hotbird seat. Okay. You can go 2 ways north, 1 way south, or 2 ways back to the nurslings of Aquata.
Yeah, I moved it. It should show.
And you went down essentially through that pass, and you end up to a section of cliffside with a tower. That looks inviting. Let's see what I have written for that. Now, at this point, if you decide to go to the tower, you'll be moving, and you'll leave your ship there, and you'll leave most of your crew, but you will bring some of the crew with you. The Arcane Tower. It looks unsafe to enter, even if it has a set of stairs inside. The base is very corroded. There's a very corroded door on the side of it. The top you cannot see. The cliff could be traversed with magic, but any actions there seem to have a negative effect because the surf is so loud. So what would you like to do? Would you like to try to bust down the door? Good old...
I shall consult the officers. Do we go ashore?
Yes. Good idea. You could check.
What do you guys say? Should we go ashore?
You can check both leadership for that.
Yeah, we can go in. He says we can go in and check this tower out. Do we want to do that?
We are democratic, right?
Yes, we are.
And we're looking for a pile of treasure.
The ship Hierophant would love to go into the mysterious magical tower.
All right, let's do that. I'll move it into the tower.
Okay, so as you move over into the tower, let's see what it says. The door and stair obstacle is a form of illusion. To climb the stairs, you face great fears as you go through. The stair itself is not illusion, but as you climb the stairs, you face your greatest fear. So what we're going to do is we're going to all write down our greatest fear, because that could become important as we move through the underworld later. We don't necessarily need to voice it now, but then all players should make a tasking roll or ordinary roll if they're bold. Tasking roll, Fred, is a 14. Almost impossible for you and I to make, but we should try it anyway, because
That's on 2d8.
lucky. And I missed it by 1. That's sad.
Okay, 2d8. Okay.
Yes, 2d8. And everyone else, go ahead and make your roll as well.
Is this an underworld?
Oh, Tony, you take
I'm
a
gonna
warped
fail.
outcome tally.
Oh, just one, or did I roll a d4?
You roll a half d8, and then you'll add it, and then you'll look it up for us.
What was the target number again?
Yours was 14.
I just missed it.
So
And,
if we fail red, it's Laura's away from.
Well, I take that back, Fred, and I'll let you re-roll. If you're bold, it's only an ordinary roll. Are you bold?
Yes.
Okay, and so am I. So why don't we roll an ordinary roll of a 7 instead, Fred, to see if we avoided that. And I did. I was successful. And 2 dice for a 7, and of course,
I got
our leader has successfully faced the illusions of the tower. Everyone
I made the
should
original.
Everyone should. Oh, terrific! Everyone should roll their. They pass right by all the dice rolls. Everyone should write down secretly what their biggest fear is, because I may be using that against you. Somebody else may be using against you. If you can't think of one right off the bat, spiders are always a good. I don't want to push the spiders, but you are possibly entering an area that spiders would be an excellent choice for fear. Let's see, now that we know everyone's fears, anyone that missed the roll is shaken for the remainder of the mission.
Ooh, is this an so I should catch Laura up on that when she returns to the table?
Yeah, she missed her roll, and if she's bold, it's an ordinary roll, and for her level, it's probably not that. And Fred, you moved up to the top of the tower, and I'm going to go and open the next part of the adventure.
Oh, sure.
I'm shaking for the rest of the...
Sounds like a gross.
If you fail, are you sure you failed? You're not bold, Tony?
I did roll the...
Oh, that's right. You rolled
Snake eyes.
Your character just is sort of single-minded. I'm going to start calling him Falstaff. He seems like he's the life of the party, but whenever the action comes, he tends to fall to the rear to lead us.
Can I use one of those the trait bonuses, the clever, to ignore that, or
let me see.
Oh, you have your one make roll.
Let me see what it says. It
Make an ordinary
I
roll?
think under gifted, if you sacrifice a swaggering, you can cancel a forced outcome. So are you gifted?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So if you wish, you can check off one swaggering, and you do not suffer the forced outcome. And I also will not give you the shaken for the rest of the adventure.
And then I will lose whatever I was going to check for the for gaining the magical one.
You can also take off, for instance, vigilant or camaraderie or democracy off the boat.
Oh, I can really sacrifice one of those off the boat.
Yes.
Don't take democracy off the boat. That puts Fred as absolute ruler.
And I kind of like that.
Okay.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then
Democracy is gone.
Democracy is gone, but then the quest pip ignores lost swaggering, so we put it back. It's sort of a strange little mix of the tiles, very Magic the Gathering. We have 3 of those.
Sacrifice. Do I have to do one of my swaggering, or can do a longboat technique?
Did you fail your roll, Bruce?
Yes.
Okay, so if you failed your roll, then you would take off a swaggering, and that would take off a clever. So we're in the same boat. Did anyone else fail their roll?
Nope.
I failed, but I don't have gifted, so.
You do not have gifted, okay. And Bruce,
Yeah,
you have
I do
gifted,
have
of course,
bold.
right?
Yeah, I am gifted.
Okay.
I have bold,
So
but
can
I
I
don't
do a
have
longboat
gifted,
technique instead of a swaggering?
Let me sum it up again, Bruce. Forgive me that I didn't explain it. Yes, you would have sacrificed a longbow technique, but then we're going to use our clever trait to cancel that.
Okay.
So we, in essence, lost one of our clever bonuses and we have 2 left. I'm going back up to the volcano entrance here, And let's see what the volcano entrance is going to do for us. A fire in the hole. The top of the cliff has this hole which appears to be the mouth of a volcano. If you dare to drop inside, or you can head back down the illusion tower and face your greatest fears again. If the player came here, and that's, no. So, if you had come out of the lava hole, there's a different set of encounters than if you go in. So, rather than facing the illusion tower again, I say we drop right in the hole. Is that agreeable to you, sir, our fearless leader?
Well, we're not democratic anymore. It's just Fred's call.
We are.
Yeah, I think we can.
Oh, we are democratic?
Yeah, because we took off the clever traits.
Let's drop in then.
Well, we only asked one person to land, and Mike said, "Yeah, let's get gold."
Yeah, I think we should test by having somebody go in and if they are happy and say it's all okay, then we could go.
Okay. Yeah, the first guy you sent down, the designated scapegoat. I'm not sure who that is in this. I'd have to go to my longbow techniques. Who's our designated? That's Mike Hemming.
Yeah. Well, would this be a? Well, that's my other character. But would this be an underworld?
It's a form of underworld. Yeah. If you're asking for your no shaking penalty because you're not shaking the underworld, yes.
Yeah, I'll go first because I'm the guy who's not shaking in the underworld. So.
Okay.
But I call that a growthy thing to identify our worst fear and then to experience it for the remainder of the night.
Yes, it would be a growthy thing.
For level 1, dude.
All right, so Mike gets down and says it's safe. We all follow, and we are bringing about a third of our crew with us as soak-offs and to get the extra swaggering techniques that we get from the boat. There is somebody there. If he's approached, he seems to move away and always stays an equal distance from everyone.
A shadow.
Well, a type of shadow, I guess. But how do you guys want to resolve this? Do you want to just walk past him to the east, or do you want to go back out the hole and go back down the illusion tower, get back on your boat, or do you want to
use Gifted to make some light back there?
You can try. Sure, yeah. You can either you do it. Let's just say you automatically did it with natural fire. Did you want somebody to try to make some magical light?
If natural fire is working, we'll just stick with that.
A natural fire will work to guide your way, but it does not keep the shadowy figure.
Let's see if we can light him up with some magical light then.
Okay, so who has like a celestial, or who has?
I have celestial.
Give me a tasking roll, Mike.
Tasking roll is a 7 for level 6. There's a 7.
You rolled 3 dice. Why?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I rolled 3 dice.
Because he's a cheater.
They're faint.
Because he gets your larger number?
Yes, to get your larger number is very good, Conrad. That definitely allows that. Your celestial did not work. But what letter is celestial, Mike?
Celestial is
G, as in golf.
G, huh? Let's take a look and see what G matches with I illusions at on the swagger versus swagger. You might have just
G beats illusioners.
G normally beats illusionist, right?
Yes,
okay.
G beats
so
illusions.
All I'm worried about is whether or not he lost his swaggering, and he did not lose his swaggering trying this. You can sort of, with your celestial, you can sort of prove that the person is there, and he's more like a watcher rather than a figure that's, he could be a minor godling of the volcano. He could be a Zaire. He's just a high, powerful. He's a higher powered creature that is not an illusion. And again, he's sort of barring the way to the east. He does not stop you from leaving the volcano entrance. He does not stop you from going south into new areas.
Well, let's go south for now then.
Okay.
If he always is equal distance, how does he stop us from going
because
to
when
the
you start,
right?
Because when you start to go in that direction, he's going to stand in the doorway there, or the passageway there, Rusty. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Because he suddenly appears in front of you. No, okay, so we moved into this little area. Move you down into that. Looks like a branch of the caves.
Alright.
And let me
send one of the delvers down, one of these tunnels or something.
You could send your delvers forward and reconnoiter a little bit. Let me see what's in the area. Oh, you can sort of see that the area is flooded. It's not greatly flooded, but it is a little bit of flooded. There's a filth here that lingers in the nostrils. So, Fred, what does it smell like? Give us the viscerals of the experience.
Let's say it smells like a bunch of cat hairballs.
Cat hairballs. Okay, so it smells like something regurgitated. So now the underworld is starting to take more of a persona. So I'm going to say that you're actually moving through a larger illusionary creature that some of your crewmen are believing, some of even you guys are believing, and you're feeling as you walk through this area like you're being digested. Your skin starts to crawl a little bit. You wonder why your the rust is forming on your shield a little bit more. Laura, remember, at any time you can call the shield of Einherjar, it will come right back to you from Morg, right?
It's gone, remember?
Well, did you want to see if you could call the shield of Einherjar? I would not recommend that you try that, but
come on, Laura, do it. Do it.
No,
do it,
she
do
doesn't want to lose her make rolls.
Okay, so let's see what it says. The smell can be somewhat overwhelming. Everyone must make a tasking roll based on an ability, and if you describe your ability well, or if it fits perfectly, I'll let you roll 3 dice on it. I'll give you as an example a start, and I'm going to say, as a barber surgeon, I know that I can make like a surgical mask to cover my face whenever I'd have to do an autopsy or amputation of something that's gangrene. And that would give me a 3 dice roll, but I'm still looking for a 14 in my level. And I rolled 3 dice, and look at that. With the inspiration of the Shield of Einherjar, I have made that roll. And that definitely is a crafty deeds for me. And I go to Rusty. Rusty, what skill are you going to use to try to overcome the smell?
My thought control on myself.
Very good. So give me 3 dice, and at your level, do you know what your rolls are, or do I need to look them up?
I'm level 6. I don't know.
Level 6?
Because that part of the chart is way off.
Use.
Because my chart grew to be the size bigger than the size of my screen for some reason. So.
Yeah, if you go to the longbow techniques and then zoom in, there's a referee's aid for generic success at the bottom of that you can also refer to. But your roll made, your 10 is successful. You need a 9. Conrad, how do you?
I am a houndsman of beasts. This smell is the smell of an animal.
All right, give me 3 dice.
Like
yours is a 14 as well, though.
Yeah, that's a 14 as well. And that's a 19. I will call that crafty as well.
And Laura, how would you naturally be resistant to the smell of the digestive systems of the great beast?
I am a horticulturist. I'm used to much, much, much worse smells.
From like the stink plants that I hear about in the botanical gardens.
The manure and all the nasty things.
All the fertilizer stuff. Absolutely. Give me 3 dice then, and your roll is going to be a 9.
You can make it.
And I go on to Mike.
Mike has ignobles that specifically say he likes the underworld. The underworld is cool, cannot be shaken in the underworld. I'm just not bothered by this because I'm gifted.
Okay. Give me 3 dice, and yours is a what level?
Same as Laura. I'm looking.
You need a 9 then. And I go on to Fred. Fred, how do you prove yourself resistant to the digestive fluids?
I'm clever, and I'm going to use the prestidigitation skill to flip a coin and make it come up heads, saying heads we go south.
Give me 3 dice for a 14. Unfortunately, it's a high roll for you.
Just missed it.
Okay, so in the next encounter, you're going to start at -2 shaken. And are you bold as a character, Fred?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll only be for the 1 round, but the first round of the encounter, if there's a battle in the next room, you're going to be shaken in it. And I go on to Tony.
Yes, since I am Rusty's favorite thing, an apothecary, I mix up a solution that will then I can put on my mustache that will make it so I don't have to smell that.
Sure, like a mint type of thing or some sort of aromatic. Go ahead and make me a roll of... you're level 7?
Correct.
Give me a 9 on 3 dice.
Did you say baneful apothecary or just apothecary?
He said he rolled. He needed a 9. He rolled a 10. That's what he said. Is that there's no wasted effort with this character. And Bruce, we're up to you, and you're going to polish us off. How do you keep from retching in this?
I'm a farrier breeder. I'm used to animals.
Okay, sure. go ahead and give me a. And your level is level 6?
7.
7. Give me a 9 on 3 dice, please. Okay, so Bruce, you also are shaken into the next battle, and unfortunately, because you're not bold, it will not be for 1 round. So if Fred picks a battle that will last more than 1 round, and where would you like to go? You can go back toward the shadowy figure,
I appreciate that half the party went. This spell's not that bad.
We might want to find out why the shadowy figure.
Yeah, why don't we go back up there?
So I would go
past
in the
him,
same direction and up.
Yeah, why don't we go back up and then go through that?
For those of us that
so I'm going to put you back up there for now.
battle,
If you push past the shadowy creature, it will result in a battle, and you guys will be the shaken result. Because he's not going to let you come in that direction. He may be a guardian for something that is already in that direction. And you're right. If you're thinking that he could be the guardian of the Geld of Sindri, then you definitely want to shortcut all the black area on your map and go through him. If he is just basically protecting you from something even more damaging, that's a whole nother different matter.
This is definitely up for vote, so what do you guys say?
You can also try some of your magic abilities if you want. You do have the Spirit Guide. Are you even bringing the Spirit Guide with you? Let me take a look. No, the Arcane Sentinel from the boat is not with you, but a few of the players do have Spirit Guides.
I have Spirit Guide and Glorious.
I would suggest that we go back to where we just go and try to circumvent him temporarily by going to the east in the room below us.
Okay, we'll go through that little tunnel. I see. Yeah, let's do that.
Very prudent of you, Rusty.
Maybe we'll want to, circle around it. We'll see.
Very, very prudent of you, Rusty.
I know, but I'm level 6. I don't think that's going to get me a prudent ignoble.
There it is.
But I'll ask.
Probably not. Not for noticing that we can maybe go around the actual encounter. Now, if the shadowy man was keeping you from going in one direction, and you find that you can actually circumvent him, how likely is it that he was trying to protect you, or how likely is it that he's going to that he's actually stopping you from getting your objective? That's going to have to be a debate that you're going to have, in your own self. It's sort of a red logic there. But 18 is definitely a battle. I got a little silver coin on my cheat sheet here. Now, the Dark Figure Part 2. The party sees a dark figure backlit in a green glow. He could be just an apparition, yet he does not speak. If approached, the sound of collapsing tunnels follows. A cloud of dirt comes from every direction, and the caverns are filled in. This is why I like my schematics. I don't have to worry about how that actually happened. You don't have to suppose what has come before. You surely know what's going to follow after. Okay, the players will have to head south in order to get around the fact that essentially, let me use a marker here and tell you that a few things have just filled in. I'm going to move you back to this point here. And my drawing tools.
So the room we went into became impassable.
And the way this came in.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, so the shadowy figure was basically saying that you guys don't look like you know what you're doing. So
thanks, Rusty.
We're gonna go and we're gonna make you make a choice and go south. Now, what else happens with this? All right, so if did the players try to use wizardry? Yeah, Mike, you tried to use Spirit Guide, right?
Said I was going to, but I don't know if that affects before or after. Tunnel collapse.
Well, we could vote on that. Let's look on the table and see what Spirit Guide does against illusions first. Swaggering versus swaggering. Spirit Guide is it's an S? No, it's an R.
It's an R.
An R versus an I is a push. So, Mike, you have not lost your Spirit Guide because it's glorious, but you cannot use your Spirit Guide for the rest of the adventure. From here, you only have one.
Ugmar? He's so happy to hear that.
Is your spirit guy Ugmar, or was that Tony's?
That was mine.
I believe both took Ugmar.
I guess that's Laura who's saying that the tunnel collapse could just be an illusion. That we checked for that.
It could be. In order to clear a tunnel collapse that's an illusion, you would use magic against it. And you may want to refer to that table and try to pick something that would work for you if you think it's an illusion. So, did you want to try that?
D, E, G, H, G.
Let's see. A D would be you use telekinesis. You would just, take a handful of dirt and fly it at it, and then G, celestial, you would light the area to try to dispel the illusions. The guy himself was not the illusionary figure was not illusionary.
We just use illusions on illusion and to detect if it's an illusion.
That'll be a push.
You can, in the way the magic system is sort of the mechanics of it is, you have to pick something that can overpower the other one. So your illusions, it isn't necessary that you would have a sense of the illusion being an illusion from that skill. You would get that sense from being demonic or knowing hexes or using your spirit guide if you follow the way the mechanics in the game would work. So, for instance, give me another one at random that gets an X there, Conrad.
It was D.
G, against I. D, G, and what else?
L.
L.
M.
Okay. So L. L is conjuration. So you would basically, with your conjuration, is this a magical force that's making it appear that it's there, or is it a magical force that actually collapsed the area with conjuration? And that would probably be what you were after when you said, can you use an illusion to figure out if it's an illusion? You would use conjuration for that.
Okay. What page is that chart on? The Swagger chart?
191.
Thank you. And, or did you want to go south? Entirely up to you.
Well, does anybody have
I have conjuration at Glorious.
All right, take a shot at it, I guess, huh?
All right, I'm going to use conjuration.
Conjuration at Glorious. Give me a tasking roll of a 9, Rusty, on 2 dice.
Ah, so close.
So close. No, it says essentially with that Rusty says that well, he can either admit that he failed his roll, which is something at his level he probably wouldn't do, or he would say that no, it was actually a real cave-in that occurred, and the guy up above must have been some sort of high-level user of magic or some godling that is protecting the city from whatever we're trying to do.
So I guess our only way we can go now is south?
South is pretty much the only way.
Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
You could also try to open a portal. What does cosmic T do against illusions, Conrad?
T is a...
Is it a push?
A loss.
It's a loss. So if you try to make a cosmic portal, the illusions are going to put you someplace you don't want to be. So don't even try to do that. South we go, I take it.
Yeah.
I've trapped you. That's not nice of me. I got one left. Okay, so let me move my thing here, and then let's undo the fog.
I should, of course, volunteer that I am a cartographer of great skill at level 1. And I would like to map this, of course, so that I can use this as a display of skill at some point along the way.
Sell it later? Sure, give me a 7. You know, your roadmap to the tunnels below the Lost City.
There we go, and I am shaken, so an 8 would be sufficient.
Yes. And you enter this long expanse of tunnels. And in order to move through this, we have to go to Q&D circumventing passage obstacles, with each player generating his own escape result. No one may help anyone else, except when they share the quest pip. If the players have no servitors, increase the difficulties by 3. No, we do have our servitors with us. If anyone else, if anyone falls vicious, he will be found added back into the party as a walking wounded. No digressions, unless you're solo. So...
Players cannot add each other unless they share...
I'm sorry? Oh, unless they share the quest pip. So let me go into that Q&D circumventing obstacles, which is it's in the encounters book. Do we have that pushed? I think we did at one time, right? Circumventing obstacles in the underworld. It's a it's right here. It's under the natural events. And if you guys don't have it, I can post it for you. I left off with Bruce, which gives my character the first flip. Oh, joy. There is no joy in Mudville. I got myself a 10. A 10 reads, if you want to post it as well for the home audience, fill in the gaps and pitfalls. Hope each worker doesn't have to shovel more than a long ton of dirt to fashion a level roadway. Fail and drained of one wizardry technique. If the player has no magic, suffer a vicious. And do we actually escape this table?
No,
Let me make sure I didn't cheat us on this.
Oh.
On an ace?
This is Rod's natural underworld, right?
Yes. Each of us are going to take one encounter on this table, I think, is the way it's going to work. Because I think it's only a roll. It's only an unnatural 6 to get out of it. But that 10 means that I need to make a roll of 7 with geomancy. I do not have geomancy. On a roll of 7, I pick it up. And what happens if I fail? It says I failed. I'm drained of a wizardry. But I rolled my 7 and picked up geomancy. So I'm basically just fashioning a roadway to help us get it through this long, expansive underworld. I go on to Rusty. Let me flip a card for you, sir. And a 6. So let me post that 6. Natural.
6.
Cut or widen a hole into an interweaving area, wondering what non-human miners carved the tunnel, but then abruptly stopped. Fail and suffer a vicious wound. If the rank of the event is infrequent, or catch-all, upon success, the party gains longboat treasure laden. This technique is added right into the group, even above the maximum of the 1/4 allowed this far off the team's vessel. Difficulty 9, advantage wizardly volcanic. Voltaic.
Yeah, voltaic. Do you have an N, wizardry voltaic?
No, I do not.
Well, you can pick it up on a roll of a 9. Otherwise, you suffer a vicious wound. Do I hear
or
a make roll?
I could make roll it.
Yeah, I think you want to make roll it.
I think I want to make roll it.
And you pick up your voltaic. I go on to Conrad. Conrad, I flip a 10 for you. You're like me. You were basically... go ahead and read that.
Fill in the gaps and pitfalls. Hope each worker doesn't have to shovel more than a long ton of dirt to fashion a level roadway. Fail and drained of one wizardry technique. If the player has no magic, suffer a vicious. I do not have magic. Difficulty 7, advantage wizardly geomancy. So I'm looking for a 7. I am shaken, so I'm actually looking for a 9.
You're looking for a 9.
And I have taken a vicious.
Yeah, Conrad fell with a vicious, unfortunately. Did not pick up that swagger. You're level 0, is that correct? So you don't even have that make roll yet?
1.
Oh, he's level 1.
You're level 1. And you had
I would have rolled that just to try it, because
yes,
the second one would have been with better time to save that roll.
Okay. And you will be traveling with a walking wounded from here on out for the adventure.
That certainly sounds like a heroic thing, doesn't it?
It does, and the wounds tend to count as heroics. And Laura, I flipped a card 15. No, a card 14, a temperance card. Let me see what that says under the...
Ooh, that's what's busted on the table. Conrad, note that the Major Tarot's...
It's marked animals encounter. I don't know what that is. Is that correct? That's what I saw.
You mean on the mishap? I'm going to go to Underworld Flares, and I'm going to go to Temperance. And the Temperance says, no time for a consensus. Only the prime player character takes actions on these tables. Only if he is incapacitated may he choose a second person rolling. So Laura has basically said, why are we making all these decisions when Fred is the one that should be making the decision? That's actually a better card for us. Perhaps not if you want to check ignobles. But Fred, I'm going to go right to you and flip a card on the table, and you have got yourself a king. Did somebody want to post that for Fred? A king under natural, please.
Yeah, I'll get that in. Kings are always good. Conrad, that Major Tarot is giving an error message in the tool for natural.
Yeah, that's the irritant thing. I'll fix it.
Okay.
Though the logic is neither hominid nor orderly, the design does have a pattern that might be discerned to allow the party to cross safely. Fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward. Difficulty 6. Advantage skill Delver, which I do not have.
It's only a 6.
Yeah, but this is the first encounter, so I'm at -2 on it.
Yes, you are. So it's an 8 on 2 dice. An 8 on 2 dice, or we have a -1 quest pip. But we really actually have reinterpreted that in the game to be we cancel our quest pip that we don't
All
have.
right, I'll go for the roll.
Give me an 8 to see if we have
Nope.
missed it by 1. But what we're going to do is I'm going to continue. I'll give you a -1 penalty as a group.
Can I use my clever for this? My clever advantage to wipe this out.
The way the clever advantages work is we just collectively as a group mark them, and since you're jumping into the game mid-adventure, we have 2 clevers left. Now clevers can be used to eliminate the negative penalties. Yeah, we can take one off, and we have to, in fact. Fred knows the rules better than the people that play tested and designed it.
Well, I think it's
all
worth
right,
it.
So, but you have successfully
because we don't
taken
want a
your,
negative.
That is correct. You have taken the encounter, Fred, and now you have 4 choices. You can go to the west, or you can go one of 3 directions south out of here.
Well, I think we should go to this far tunnel and go down.
Okay. Go ahead and push yourself.
Is that what you guys want to do?
Oh, you'll get no help from them.
Yeah, we're not helping you. We're holding out to blame you.
They're going to be.
All
they
right.
have seen too much misery to actually both worry about it nor help you make the decisions. They want to see you sweat, I guess, sir. So
I guess I moved it.
okay. And let's see what that buys us.
Looks like a cavern.
Looks like a flooded cavern. Let me see what a flooded cavern gives us. That's one of them flooded caverns. Flooded cavern, it's 13. Let me see what nasty deal I put in 13. The flooded cavern. You guys are going to do amending out of the encounters book with major results on different one. Only if the servitors are along, otherwise pass without incidents. We do have servitors along. So we're going to run Q&D mending. Q&D mending. Let me get up to my table of contents here and then go back down to it. Did I mark the page number? I think I did in my own thing. I'm going to go to 170.
Is this in the encounters book?
Yes. 170 in the encounters book is correct. Yes, mending and recovering falling mishap. I guess what happened was
which suit category is that?
It's under misadventure. If you, as you entered this area, the floor probably collapsed a little bit. We fell into that collection of water down below, and we're going to try to see if we can recover our men after we have suffered this mishap. I left off with Fred. I'm going to start with Tony. Tony, I'm going to flip you a card, sir, and you got yourself a knave. Never
a knave. Knaves are always great. Stand unbowed yet.
I'm actually on Misadventure Knave, which is on page 170.
I think I've got it in the chat. What did you expect to happen?
What did you expect to happen? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I looked at I flipped to 170. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, I'll ignore my book then. Misadventure Knave, what did you expect to happen? Sternly tell the troops to get back to work and continue the adventure. More shares for all the party diminishes in number.
So you're basically telling our troops that are in trouble that they're not in trouble? That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he would do, though.
Absolutely.
Our taskmaster.
Yeah, success and the encounter ends, but fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward. Difficulty 8. Advantage, skill, grit, fortitude. I believe I do have grit, fortitude. I do a quick look. I do have grit, fortitude. So
3 dice for an ace to avoid it and end the encounter. Get up.
Oh, it was close.
It was a great roll. But you also then, as the guys are all, drowning in 7 inches of water, you start kicking them to stand up and get out of it. And Fred, there's only one way out of this room, unless you want to go back to the room that we have to take. We have to build a highway across.
Let's go ahead and continue that.
Okay. And a little tiny room. I'll put you off the side if the aesthetics are. And let me see what number this guy is. 14. An ancient stair. So as you hit the ancient stairwell here, Is it an ancient stair? Yeah, it is an ancient stair. How about that? So as you go down the ancient stairwell here, the people that are traveling with you are starting to lose heart, and we need to use Q and D, Discord in the ranks on page 191. Only if the servitors along they are. Gather up the player characters as they fall. 191.
Discard is Sword Servitors Underworld.
91. And 191, it goes to Discord and Ranks, it's Servitors. That is correct. And I go on to Bruce. Bruce, I'm going to flip you a card, sir, and I'm going to give you a 2.
Okay.
Mike Mike will put it up for us.
Quietly deal with the worry ward in the party, fail, and continue your survival of digression, P, prisoner, and transition.
This is not good for you. You don't want to fail this roll, Bruce. Do you have the swagger uncontested dagger thrust?
S. No, I do not. I better make that roll.
Do you have the wizardry S?
Yes, power words, and it's glorious.
Why don't you roll 3 dice looking for a 9 to try to keep from becoming a prisoner for the rest of the adventure?
I get to do it twice, though, right?
Yes, you get to do it twice.
Oh!
Wow, that was closer than I thought.
6.
So
my dice are not with me.
So Bruce was saying that Bruce walked up to a worry ward, hit him on the back of the helmet, and then the guy said, "Okay, for that we're going to lock you up in irons," and then you talked them out of it, or somebody did.
Well, that's the same guy who thought he was drowning in 7 inches of water.
We're not. It probably.
I had to bribe the man, I guess.
We're not out of the table yet. So no success going forward. I go on to my character. My character is going to get a. I believe that's a Wheel of Fortune, a card 10. So I'm going to have to shuffle.
Oh no!
And
here we go.
This is where my tool would be. We're going to slowly get that to work. What we need to do maybe is pick a time, Conrad, and I got 2 computers here, you got 2 computers there. We can at least see if it works for 4, right?
Right. And then just work our way through the ones, whoever's not.
Yeah, and that would also help us troubleshoot out whether it's happening on any of the 2 on my end, any of the 2 on your end, and then...
So the two steps are the version of Windows, and then also there's that firewall potential problem.
Yep.
Red, are both of your machines Windows 7?
No, a 7 and a 10.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. My card as I'm flipping it out. I got myself a knight. A knight under servitors. If you want to post that, it says, humiliate a complainer, cowering him into hushing or cutting out his spiteful tongue. Wow, I cut out somebody's tongue. Maybe I used the hushing and not the cutting out of his spiteful tongue. This is not the keeper of the tides. Neither the longboat nor mount may be selected. Fail and lose the swaggering. If the player has none others vicious. Regardless encounter ends. So flip of a wait. I read the wrong. I lost myself here. How about fail and lose a longbow technique, which is brought along if the party has none remaining, take a vicious. Am I a pugilist as I hold the guy's throat open to cut his tongue out? I am a barber, which makes me a dentist. But no, I probably just tried to humiliate him. A roll of a 5 on 2 dice to avoid the vicious wound. I should be able to make that. Should I roll it or should I just roll it?
Go for the roll.
No wasted effort. We are not out of the table yet, so I go over to Rusty. Rusty, how about if I give you an ace?
That should get us out. Whip that same guy.
Assuming I can make the roll, use your lash. The younger warriors must learn some respect. Fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward. Difficulty 7. Advantage skill Tormentor. Let's see. Am I a Tormentor? What's Tormentor under? No, I'm not. It's under Energetic. It's under Energetic, and I am not. So I need a 7, and I get to roll twice, but I only need to roll once. I would have preferred Red's Darth Vader approach, where
you know what? Either way, Rusty,
twice and strangle him.
Conrad, how about if we...
Rusty, I'm pretty sure you beat on the same guy.
Conrad, how about a 4? You guys taking a lot of punishment if that's the case, Mike.
Post away for me if you'd be so kind.
You got it, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah, refute the claim that the warriors as stronger men have a right to eat before the rest. That's exactly what level 1 guy would say. Fail an encounter escalates into intramural combat. Player start battle at method irregular. If the rank of the event is common to or catch-all, regardless, lose one longbow technique brought with you on the expedition. If there are none, lowest level player character takes a vicious wound. That would be bad. Difficulty 9, advantage blade eminent.
I'm taking off camaraderie because we seem to have lost that in the group with all of the punishment that's being meted out.
So I do not have blade eminent, and I'm shaken.
You're shaken. You need an 11, and this would push us into battle, which is not a bad thing. I mean, battle.
Do you have any E's, Conrad?
I'm sorry.
Roll this?
No, any swaggering E.
The boat is E. Did we bring it along? I look and I say we did not bring Vigilant along, so you cannot rely on it. You need an 11 to pick up Eminent, Conrad, or you can make roll it. If he makes roll that, it doesn't result in a wound. It just escalates into violence. Escalating the violence is not necessarily the worst of situations.
I'm sorry. So we're fighting over who eats first, right? That's the story we got. That's the story we're telling each other.
Correct.
And if I fail this roll, then we're going to get into a fight.
Correct. We're gonna go to close combat. We're gonna pick whether you want crash or calculated.
Who's the lowest level player? Is that me?
No, that's Fred.
We got a couple of zeros, but
okay. So I'm a 1. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it. Try for the 11. So worst case we get a little battle, and that's not gonna hurt us.
No.
And I rolled the 11. Woohoo!
Okay, so why don't you pick up Eminent? We're still in the battle here. All you did was you reestablish. What is the order then? If warriors don't eat first, Conrad, do we highest level to lowest level, highest rank to lowest rank? How do we decide who eats first in our party?
First man to the table.
So it's a brawl every time we ring the dinner bell. Okay, I go on to Laura. Laura, how about if I give you a queen?
And since Rusty and I are first, I would assume that's desires fulfilled for a young man like myself.
That is true.
He's handing out nobles pretty easy this time.
Well, they're low level.
I'm a level 1 guy.
They're the level 0 and 1s.
Yeah.
Ask how many he's handed out to level 6s and 7s.
None.
0.
Yeah, that's it.
None.
Random deaths at nearly every bend. Select a time when you can get away with murdering the group's chief grumbler.
That same guy we've been beating.
Wow.
Fail and lose one swaggering technique. Keep the longboat going out may be selected. If the player has no others, suffer vicious. Regardless, encounter ends.
Okay, so the encounter ends. It's just whether or not Laura loses a swaggering technique for the trouble. Are you a bowman, Laura?
I am not, so let's see if I can...
2 dice for a 6. And she easily makes it, which is great. The encounter is ended. She did not lose any swaggering. It looks like we can go south.
Encounter ended.
Yeah, regardless, the encounter ended. Fred, you can go to the
level
west.
Level 0s, don't forget that. Your ignobles here.
That is true. Thank you, Conrad, because I bet I could pick up exercising prudence for actually just hushing the man, not cutting his tongue out. At level 1.
And Laura didn't kill him, but she's high enough level that doesn't count.
Yeah, she would have to refrain from killing the whole group. Or her assistant, me, right?
Well, she's about 50-50 on that, so...
Yeah. You're getting close to... there may be a point coming up where... But I'm sorry, we're looking for the gold of Sindri, and you have 2 directions that you can go, Fred.
Yeah, I think we'll continue going west here.
We've got somebody knocking at our front door. I will be back in a moment.
All right. And it looks like there's a spooky long tunnel with some sewer water in it. Let's see what that does to us.
More sewage water, huh?
Yeah, it's always sewage water in here. This isn't really a true underworld. It's more just the sewers underneath the city we're going through. A carved tunnel. Now, the carved tunnel is going to cause hysteria. I go to 134 in the booklet. 134. 134. Placating. Did I get that right? Let me double check that to make sure that carved tunnel. That's the major mishaps. 186 in the booklet for handling hysteria in the group. halting the spread of hysteria. The guys are in a panic over the fact that they think they're in the digestive tract of some huge creature because of the illusions. We've been wandering around here now for hours, if not days. They're starting to think that they are melting. And I go on to Mike, who's answering the door. I flip right to Fred.
Mike just got back. Mike just got subpoenaed.
Mike just got subpoenaed. Well, I hope it's not anything too serious. But Mike,
doesn't involve me.
We're going to flip a car for you, okay, Mike?
Sure, what am I doing?
How about a 7?
On what?
Handling hysteria.
It's on page 186 of the book. It's under mysterious. It's mysterious, handling spread of hysteria.
And my card was a
7.
7. So that should be delay to respectfully...
Yes.
Delay to respectfully cremate the body of a fallen hero, that same grumbler we just killed. Though many find the action unwise and ill-timed because he was a grumbler and deserved to die.
We're in a sewer. It's going to be really hard to cremate the guy.
Yeah, what are you talking about? All that methane.
I'm sure somebody has pyrotechnics.
That'd be Bruce. Fail and lose one swaggering technique. Neither longboat or mount may be selected. If player has no other, suffer a vicious. If the rank of the event is agitated?
No, it is not. We're not. We didn't get this during encounters.
Longboat is religiously inspired. Thanks, me. So 3 dice for a 9. Success.
Okay, and we're still not out of the table yet, so I go on to Fred. Fred, how about if I give you a 10, sir?
10?
And somebody just a second.
So 182 is in my book is fighting cultists.
Yeah,
I don't assume it's not the correct one.
186 is what I'm on in the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, it says grab and manhandle the men, placing them back in formation 2 at a time. Fail and increase your warped outcome tally by a half d8. Suffer the event that occurs. Difficulty 9. Advantage wizardry demigod, which I do not have.
So on 2 dice of a 9, you pick up wizardry demigod. You're manhandling people 2 at a time, and that could prove the fact that you have some godling in you, like most of us. Go ahead and roll 2 dice and see if you can pick it up.
Nope.
Okay, now warped outcome is you're going to roll a half d8 or a die 4 if you wish, and that's going to be the amount of points you're going to advance towards your inevitable oblivion. Which, if for perspective, my warped outcome is 9. The last character I played was in the hundreds.
You just roll 1d8 here?
Yep, 1d8.
Don't worry about it.
Cut in half, round it up.
Of course it rolls an 8.
I will offer you the option, though. Are you gifted?
Yes.
Okay. If you're gifted, you can sacrifice one of the longbow swaggering, and then we have one last clever that would cancel that. So rather than go up and warped out,
I'll just take the 4.
Take the warp outcome.
Okay.
Take the warp
Give us the 4 result there, Tony, please.
Okay, you got it.
And you certainly can check growth for this.
All right. So it says, is this the one that says natural king?
No, it didn't. Okay, sorry, my computer's giving me problems for some reason. I don't know why. Let's try this again.
Sorry, who got the king?
No one got the king. We're trying to get a warped out.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Confused by touching the supernatural, the character is knocked unconscious. Usually in combat, his companions must win the battle without him.
That actually is probably apropos for the situation. You probably are overcome by illusions that cause you to faint. Mark the fact that you check the fact that you have growth and that you probably are a little bit nervous about your advancement in magic. I go on to Tony.
Yeah, could I mark heroics, audacity, wounds?
Sure.
Oh, how about magic monstrosity?
Now, either one.
Try for heroics if you can get that one, Fred. In
That's harder.
If your character steps out of an adventure without having checked heroics for that level, that character can never advance again. You always want to try and get heroics as soon as possible.
Done.
How about a 21, which is a world card in the underworld? So let's see what that's going to get us.
That was great.
In the chat.
Is it a world card in the underworld? You got it terrific, Mike. Compounding events have occurred. After concluding the event sequence, the party must immediately face a second set of events on another Q&D. All right.
That's nice.
That's it's always useful to have back-to-back Q&Ds to generate some action. Tony, how about if I give you an 8 card?
Mike, could you toss that in there, please?
Abba-dabba.
What are you clicking off of, Mike?
This is Coin Sword Mysterious on Encounters Underworlds.
Coin swords, okay.
Restrain and muffle a man who is whimpering uncontrollably. Yeah, that's about right. Optional, fail and suffer a vicious wound. If roll is refused, party automatically enters combat with a magical bane. If the rank of the event is fluke 6 or catch-all, roll is no longer optional, and difficulty raises by 6. Difficulty 7.
That's nice.
Advantage blade meshed. Do I have blade meshed? I do not. No, I don't. No.
If you'll take
Make roll.
But it's only a 7. I can do that in a 7.
It's true, you could. Do you have any other cues?
Cues. No, actually I have. No, I don't.
Well, you want to pick up a cue. You can either make roll or try to roll a 7. If we're going to enter combat as a magic bane, take 1 round of that if you actually fail your roll.
Optional, but I suffer a vicious wound if I fail.
If roll is refused, we go to combat.
If roll is refused, well then you may not refuse this roll, in my opinion.
If it's a failed roll, it's a wound, so you should make roll this.
There you go.
I made it.
He's high enough level that he rolls twice too.
Meshed.
So. Okay,
I
so
will pick up meshed blade.
You pick up a meshed blade. I go on to Bruce. We're still in the same table here, trying to overcome a mysterious, and I got myself a star, which is a 17. If you'd like to give it to us.
That's always good. That's always good.
And the star says, adjust to the situation, all hardship might be overcome. Cancel the effect of major terror influencing play as an inverted is. Make a list of all the things you should have brought but didn't. If event was generated for Q&D circumventing obstacles, it was not. So we're not going to take a penalty there. But we will flip a real card for you, or not, and I'll give you the Tower of Destruction. Mike, if you would like to do your damage.
Oh, yeah, sure. Was it?
Mike, you get to do.
Yes, it is.
Mike, you get to do. You get to do the tower.
An ancient trap is sprung. Failure in the next Q&D event also results in a vicious wound for the lowest level player character. So you're Bruce.
Isn't it inverted?
It is not inverted. It is straight up.
I'm reading the card wrong.
Yes, it's straight up. No, it's not, because the rainbow bridge is at the top of the card.
What do I roll, and what are my advantages?
I'm going to give you the result. That is not a result. That's a secondary event. You're also playing for Fred's life, if it matters, the leader's life.
Well, he has one. Does he have a wound already?
No, that was Conrad. Conrad,
I'm unconscious.
Oh yeah, so you're playing for the guy that went down. But Bruce, you're not rolling anything yet. You don't have an encounter yet. That Conrad, as a point of order, what could work well, thinking in the future, would be I just click what actual table you guys are on, and then it automatically generates the results. You know what I mean? If rather than trying to interpret and me telling you you're on Q&D Mysterious, if just like your card flip card, if I could pick from a pull down or pick from a button that would point your tool.
That's correct. That's
when you integrate. That's the eventual goal, right?
Yeah. The question is, you put that data on the server, or do you put it on the client?
You want it, but you want it also to be selectable too, in case you want to override it.
Right.
You want to be able to generate randomly, but you want to be able to override it. I'm going to flip first before we get there. We're going to flip a Hanged Man card, and this is inverted. So go ahead and give us a Hanged Man card, Mike, and tell what else is happening in Bruce's land. Bewildered by too many crevices and too many blind corners. If the event was generated by avoiding ambushcade, no, it is not. And I flip another card. And it's the Fool card. Give us another one, Mike. And I shuffled this, Tony. I swear I shuffled this.
We heard you shuffle it.
Yeah, it shuffled like a red shuffle, though.
All right. It's inverted, too. I nervously count the number of the party and make an estimate of how many days of supplies you have left. Are we doing austerity? No, we're not doing austerity. I flip a card. And it is...
First man to the table eats first. First guy to the table.
It is the Hermit.
Had that conversation.
It is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a 9. That's like 6 majors in a row.
I'm so
and
sorry for you,
it is
Bruce.
inverted too. A mere accident or a forgotten score being fed on.
Bruce was such a good man. He fought the good
If the rank
fight.
of the encounter event, which prompted the Q&D, was routine, it is not. So I'm still
I mean,
putting
he
the card.
could come rescue you if you wanted. I mean,
How about a knight? We finally get a result.
one head shuffle and he's
And
gone.
remember,
Nice.
still looking for this roll to be successful to avoid a wound for Fred.
That is correct. Mysterious knight.
One head shuffle and the
Go ahead, Bruce.
gone.
Command the men to formation. Though no immediate danger presents itself, the party will proceed as if in short file. Command march order. Success in the encounter ends, but fail and suffer a -1 quest pip going forward.
And a lance to the side of Fred.
Skill, men at arms. I'm pretty sure I got a men at arms. No, I'm not energetic. And I am shaken. So should I make this roll?
It just got harder.
It's an 8 on you roll twice.
Should I make this roll?
Yeah,
Well,
it gets us out, and it avoids a wound for Fred, which
I'm of mixed emotion on it, Bruce, because I want Fred to fully experience the danger of the game. Yet as a new player, I don't want him to be jaded by the experience.
So Fred, should I roll or not?
It's only about it's a little less than
You're the
25% chance you're going to fail.
No,
when
Bruce,
you
you
roll.
of course you make roll it, Bruce, because you got plenty of make rolls at level 7, right?
If it was right, I
I got
don't
a
think there's any
94
doubt.
on that roll.
How about if we get out of this encounter and then we flipped a card somewhere along the line that said we have to suffer another one, but I believe we got the star card after that canceled that we're going to have back-to-back encounters.
No, I think we got the star card.
No, we got it after it came up in that crazy.
Oh yeah,
pile.
the star card was after the world. Yes.
Okay, yeah, we got the world was the first one. That's the giant laying on his side, and then we
Certainly as level 0s would have and 1s would have picked up something from that.
I would probably say level 1s, and we're at a point now where I will let my higher level guys say that they've wandered around this underworld for such a great time that they too should have some advantage from it. So why don't we go around the table and see if we can get everyone an ignoble out of this? We'll start with Rusty. Rusty, which ignoble are you missing, and which one do you think you can get for the fact that you now move through a whole underworld pretty much again?
I'm missing everything but heroics.
All right. Well,
Okay.
So
it doesn't count as a battle, right? Although we did have some battles.
I would say probably not a battle, because you specifically are looking for an encounter against probably at your level what? Invincible? So, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Not battle.
Okay. Then certainly with all the illusions and everything, probably magic monstrosities.
I'll let you check it. Although, how does this compared to the meeting of the Titan?
Well,
it is a new experience of having a whole area.
I'll take prudence and forethought instead.
Okay, prudence and forethought for Rusty. Conrad.
I would prefer battle. My previous one was large. I'm a level 1 dude. But magic is also good for me, as well as
Magic
adventure.
will work for you. Laura.
Adventure or magic?
Either.
I'll go with the adventure then.
Okay, Mike.
Also magic. We have that mysterious guy who collapsed all the tunnels.
That's
And
true.
it's the second,
Fred.
and it's the second half.
Yeah, I'll take magic.
How many have you checked so far, Fred? 8 or 7?
I just have 2 left.
Just 2 left. Okay, you're getting there. And you're wide awake again without a wound, unlike our friend Conrad. Tony.
Yeah, keep bringing it up.
Yeah, I gotta constantly remind myself.
I'm going to check the magic monstrosity.
Okay, magic monstrosity. Bruce.
Same with me.
Okay, and then it comes to me, and I can check growth. I don't see a growth out of this, and I can check desires fulfill. We haven't really made any profit from it, so I'm at a loss. I get nothing from this, unless my desires fulfill would be to see that Conrad was suffering. But no, that would not be my desire fulfill. I'm more of a benevolent. Thank you for laughing. I'm more of a benevolent force in the group. I am Laura's squire, and. From here, you can go back to the ancient stairwell, Fred, or you can go north.
Why don't we try... You guys want to try the north? Or do you want to go back where we came from?
I would go north. It might connect. It might just connect back to that same cavern and save us a little bit of backtracking.
So everybody.
I think Fred, you should just pick a direction and go whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need to ask each time. Yeah. They're all bad. Just to let you know.
We did not take democracy as one of our shore party attributes.
But if I die as a result of this, boy, I'm going to be ticked.
Yes, you have every right to be ticked until you get your next character.
That cost me 3 minutes worth of character generation.
Yes, 3 minutes.
I'm going to make it count, baby.
And don't think you're going to use the same one again. The caverns. Okay, so now we have gone full circle, and even the guys we're traveling with have realized we went southeast and west. We're going to placate the expedition on page 132. Let's see if that is actually on page 1.
What are the suits for that? Cup Underworld.
Placating the expedition is actually on messengers. Messengers, Mike. And I left
Cup, right?
Oh.
And we left off with who was the one that made the make roll last? That was Bruce, right?
No, it was Bruce.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with me. And I'm going to flip a card for placating the expedition. I got myself a 7. That 7 says that review the course of the journey and where to rendezvous with the surface detachment on an updated timeline. So I'm worried about, like, this is a theme park. What if we lose somebody? Where do we all meet up at? Success in the encounter ends. If the rank of the event is agitated, it is not. And so success to end. A longboat charted path. Did we bring it with us? We probably didn't. A B we did not bring with us. But I could make roll this and end the encounter, but it probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Unless you guys let me check desires fulfilled by getting out of this adventure. Yeah, I'll use my make roll. I won't try to roll the 10, and I'll check desires fulfilled to get out of harm's way and not punish the party anymore. As you can see, this goes back into the area that there are 2 ways off of that we did not go through. So Fred,
fill that south, fill in that middle hole. The fact that we did caverns that completely surround something else.
Yeah, that's never been bad in the past.
There are no right selections. They're all bad, so don't worry about it.
People say this is so important that you got free will and you can choose the direction.
Yeah, it is. Agency, Red.
Yeah.
It's agency,
it's agency,
man.
yes.
It's agency,
okay, so,
come on.
Yeah,
you have agency.
You're going to go down, Fred?
Yep. Yeah, that's obviously only a one-way room because there's nothing connecting back and forth.
Well, it could be a warp room and take you to a completely different part of the map. So don't assume.
Don't be low level. That's what it's telling you.
Don't be a low level.
Don't be low level.
Just your eyeball shining there, and then we'll go back to this table here. I'm thinking that's not a good choice if I remember correctly, but I don't. Sometimes I don't remember correctly. It could be a great choice. It's an offering idol. You found an offering room to Gaia, an earth goddess of an ancient primitive order. The goddess is dead by legend. Her aspect is claimed by many others, yet the offerings here are fresh. Some might say that any god whose worship still lives. Dare to take the precious metals and fruit left behind. We can add party as treasure laden. Well, unless I'm slapped down, I just checked desires fulfilled, so I would probably have already taken some of it. Each player must instead gain a boon of any swaggering technique if we leave the idol untouched. So what's it going to be? Do we not touch the idol? And each of us gets to pick a swaggering that we would like?
Wait, this is an ancient, believed to be dead goddess?
This is an ancient goddess.
An old goddess?
And a primitive goddess, yes. But it's
Earth, right? Gaia, right?
The party hierophant who worships the ancient gods would actively try to stop you guys from defiling this temple.
Yeah, so we leave everything alone and we pick up a swaggering. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that? Let's meddle.
It's a swaggering.
Yeah,
that's what the fun is. Instead of being only one ahead of Bruce, I can pick a magic swaggering and be 2 ahead of Bruce.
Who's not rich
How
enough?
many do you have? I have 14.
Swaggerings.
I've got 16, Bruce.
Oh, you're already 2 ahead.
Yikes!
I've only got 12.
Yeah,
Yikes.
because he picked up voltaic in this adventure.
Yeah,
But,
I picked up
all right,
voltaic.
so the consensus seems to be not to take the precious metals and the fruit. Now, the men we're traveling with won't care for that, but, that's on for future encounters to decide.
Well,
Good choice.
We're hungry. Didn't we pull hungry earlier, Red? I thought we had a
No,
supplies to
it wasn't
card.
that we were lacking food. It was we were deciding on who ate first.
No. I thought later in the storm of Major Arcana came through. It said, determine how much.
No,
supplies
that
you
was
brought.
just Mike's paranoia that he was counting the amount of food that was around.
Okay.
Or Bruce's paranoia. He was counting the amount of food left behind. It didn't say that we actually were short on food. So.
Okay.
But if the consensus is grab a swaggering, then grab a swaggering. If you wish to circle one and lock it instead, that is up to you. I look at my sheet, and I'm going to just, for the sake of the argument, I will make my blade scintillating. Okay. And we move on. That wasn't a bad encounter. It was not, however, heroics, which is our growth, which is the only one I'm
Hey, Red?
In fact, I will make myself a growth, so I go up to level 2, and my growth is going to be the fact that I'm going to concentrate all of my swaggering that I can get on Blade. I'm going to be the Blade Master. Go ahead,
My
Mike.
character is the servitor of the ancient gods, but this is the first time I have actually entered an ancient gods temple. Is that desires fulfilled for level 6?
Sure. Especially since you protected it, right?
Yep.
But then I have to ask the question, what did you leave behind as an offering? How about your magic sword?
How about my magic sword? Or let me think. I've got a fragment of the lost gong of the Niflheim, and
there you go. Why don't you leave that behind?
And I've
That's
got
a
my
good-
magic iridium cubes.
You can either or, any of those.
I'll drop a couple of my cubes because I got a sack full of them, so I can leave a couple and I still have more.
Well, that doesn't sound like you're,
I'll leave them.
You're not being generous with the god there, are you?
I'll leave them all. I'll leave them all.
Okay, so Mike has lost his sack of the iridium cubes. From here, Fred, you have to go back the way you came, and from that area you can essentially go retrace your steps or go to the east, or west, excuse me.
I called that a bard's tale for the level 1 guy, by the way.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's do this west thing. See what goes on over here.
Okay.
Yikes. That looks bad.
All right, let's see how bad that is.
Sorry, guys. I killed us all.
Couldn't be that bad.
Which way you
I
guys?
don't think we had there's no other option, right?
No, well,
And
the
we're
only other
trapped.
option is in the very south, Tony.
We can sacrifice Bruce on that temple downstairs.
All right, the bias
After we
release.
touch that idol.
The bias release. The area is strangely illuminated by flickering light reflecting off the walls and swirling smoke. Fire monster dogs guard the room, a form of fire djinn. They are heinous
Yikes.
monsters, -4 defensive modifier. They number
Yikes.
double the size of the party, so I'm going to put 14 of those in there.
Yikes.
Yikes.
14 demon dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
You have to slay them all if you wish to copy the bias release and know where to get to the treasure. You can attack the dogs as large, DM -1, enraged only, if you use irregular only. So if you say I'm going to go irregular, your defensive modifier is only -1. Otherwise, your defensive modifier is -4. Anyone may escape, and if they escape the area, they're just going to retreat back into the caverns and let somebody else finish the battle. That's probably would be like my option. Here lies the goal. It's the second half of a map. You actually had the first half of a map to treasure, and this would be the second half of the treasure. And so that's where we're at now. 14 demon dogs, and I left off with me. I go to Rusty to start it off. Rusty, how do you attack 14 dogs? You can brash, calculated, defensive, or irregular.
I can't use recitation.
Forgive me, you can use recitation. Recitation or magical.
Okay, and so I've got 17 magics, and I would want to use.
A 17 gives you
dig-
+4.
I think we'll use demigod,
Okay.
and I also have all the other A's, but they don't help, right?
Not for recitation. If you
Right.
wanted to use the other one, they would. Yes.
Okay, so it's +4, but I'm -4, right?
You're -4 against these creatures on the attack. Correct. So it's a straight roll. So you want to pick something that's locked.
Okay. Well, I am demigod is locked. So, and all right, and I'm rolling 2, and I got a 9, so not enough.
9 says that you would lose the swaggering. The player ignores all negative dice roll modifiers. Nothing adversely changes the difficulty of rolls for the remainder of this battle. You must change your method. You may not attempt recitation next round, but you have canceled the defensive modifier for yourself by that, and you cannot lose your swaggering because it's locked as glorious.
Right.
Not a bad
Okay.
roll.
Good.
Conrad.
I am going to boldly take the escape method.
Okay, let's get a bold escape for Conrad. How about if I give you an ace?
An ace. That's always good. Tables turned. The hunt has become the prey. Wait, those are both the same, aren't they? Right, the number has become the prey. Success and escape from the battle. Player may stay with escape events and allow someone else to achieve final freedom. By doing so, he gains catbird seat. Regardless, player may once again receive banes if he was avoiding such. If the character is not skilled duelist, I don't believe I am. No, I am not a duelist. Difficulty increases by 2. Difficulty 8. Advantage skill hunter. I am not a hunter. So I am
8 to escape.
8 to no. So it's plus 2,
8
right?
to escape, right? Yeah.
Difficulty increases by 2, so it's a 10, right?
10 because you're shaken. That is correct.
No, 10 because I'm not a skilled duelist.
If the character's not in, well, then you're also shaken though. This underworld.
And
correct?
shaken, right? So it's a 12 to
It's a
to
12
escape.
to get away.
So this is make roll time, but if I use the make roll, doesn't that pollute battle for me?
The make roll will pollute battle. That is correct. It's the only one that does.
So I'm going to roll this.
Okay, you're going to roll trying to get to 12 to get away. Otherwise, you're going to wait to round till next round. The next round, this was, regardless, the player receives Banes again, in case you had canceled it, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go around. But Laura's going to have them all killed, 14 by the time we get around. Laura, would you like to brash or magical, or did you want to do a calculated action or a recitation action?
Brash.
Brash, here it comes. How about a 13, the death card? And it is inverted. The death card inverted says... lose a random personal swaggering. If the character has none of those 20, all of the other players with swaggering lose 1 each. Wow, lose a random swaggering. If the player character has none of these 20, but you do have at least 1 swaggering to lose, correct?
Oh, yeah. I'm level 6.
And how about 9? How about you lost personal swaggering of Thane's eye, if you had it? And I actually flipped the card for Laura, and we're going to give her a 4, the Emperor card. What does the Emperor say? It is not inverted.
Yeah, that's
And the Emperor gains a random blade swaggering. So essentially, you lost Thane's, but picked up Defender.
Now, Laura, have you ever flipped this event before? Because if you have, this is the one with the twist. But you have the Demon Blade. You gained Defender, which is F. Blade F.
What do you mean twist?
Have you gotten this particular event before?
I don't know.
Well, you should have noted
Probably,
it.
probably
because
not.
that's a
So
no.
just mark it now that you
Okay,
you have a legendary Warlock's blade, Laura. And if it ever comes up again, it's slowly trying to exert authority into the world. So Laura is just call the Shield of Einherjar. You might as well. You got 2 relics, right? One that's fallen you remotely, and one that's now growing in your sword hand. Here's your actual attack, Laura. It is a 6 of swords, and it is not a bane. Brash 6 of swords for Micro Laura. There you go.
Hold your breath and twist to slice loose the lasso collaring your throat. Success, and player ignores card inversion. Hey, for the rest of this battle. She no longer suffers bane results. If skilled acrobat, difficulty reduces by 2. Difficulty 14, manage skill grit fortitude. Grit fortitude. I think I have acrobat. Let me check.
It's under rugged. Or I'm sorry, good fortitude's under rugged. And acrobat juggler is under clever. I'm sorry. Nope, I take that back.
It's a -4 defensive modifier unless you use your methodical skill to cancel that. And this is
yeah, that's right. I was gonna say let's cancel the modifier.
Okay.
Oh, it'll be a 14 on 3 dice.
And at your level, if you cancel the modifier, does it also give you the catbird seat to start the battle or not?
And methodical, she's level 5, but it does say may, doesn't say automatically, but she could use both, yes.
It's you've canceled defensive modifier. The roll is a 14. You do not have grit fortitude, correct?
No, I do.
Oh,
I have acrobat.
3 dice for a 14. Tough to do it, but if you really want to get that ignore banes, you may want to add the catbird seat there too.
She made it.
And look at that. Her dice will not fail her. Okay,
nice
so
roll.
How's that to live like that, Rusty, huh?
It doesn't happen to me.
Just hurts you, don't it?
It's amazing is all I can say. Mike, how about if I give you a card? Did you want to calculate it?
No. I'm going to do recitation.
Okay, which one is it?
First up, well, I'm going to use recitation power words to try and kill, but I am activating my methodical bonus to ignore defensive modifier. I'm at level 5, so I'm using my ability to gain the catbird seat. That is a +3, correct?
Yes, and you also then roll.
And then I have 13 magical swaggering techniques. That is another +3, so I am rolling with a +6.
Very good.
And rolling twice.
Dispatch.
13 is only +3, not +4.
Correct. 14 is +4.
Oh.
So I have a 12 + 6. That's 16.
opponent.
Plus I dispatch one opponent of any size.
All right, so we're now down to a grand total of 13. Getting tougher, getting better. I go to Fred. Fred, I'm basically going to give you a card for either brash or magical. Which slant did your character want to
Or
advance?
escape.
Or escape.
Oh, for
At level 0,
Yes,
it
or
would be
escape.
bad to do an escape.
no,
Yeah.
Escapes are really bad.
It's statistically bad.
I'm not wounded yet, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with magical.
Okay, here you go. How about if I give you a Knight of Swords? And unfortunately, it's a Bane.
Those are always the best.
Okay. Why
You'll
throw a
get used to
knife
those.
when you can command a stack of them to seek success and dispatch a half D8 opponents or one large plus adversary but fail roll and knock
Sorry, I don't
unconscious?
think that's the regular. I don't think that's the Bane. I goofed.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
looking at
way
that
too
going,
good.
boy,
a
that was a good result.
I'll say that sounded nice.
It's the next one in. Glance at the perfectly fine.
I'm looking at, okay, here we are. Glance at the perfectly fine blade you carry and wonder why you were trying to turn the thing into a wand. Fail roll, and next round the player must change to a different attack method. Flare if the adversary is heinous.
It is.
Yeah, substitute failure as an injury resulting in vicious wound. Regardless,
He's not heinous.
player,
He's not heinous, is he?
Yes.
player no longer suffers
Demon
bane
dogs?
events for this
No,
engagement.
They're large against irregular.
All right, so they're large against a regular, Conrad. They're otherwise a brash attack. They're heinous. You can you do not take Bane events for the rest of the engagement, which is a very nice flare, but you still need to survive that 14 blade hellish. You did not, and so fail, and you're going to take the vicious, right?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
rugged?
but consider it part of a learning experience.
Yeah.
If you're rugged, you can dismiss that.
Well, I mean, if you're rugged, you use your rugged to eat that.
Yeah, if you're rugged, you get a free wound, and then in essence, you got 3 instead of 2. But you have fallen with a vicious wound, but it's such is life. It happens in the battle. You could check heroics for that, but unfortunately, you have to actually make a roll to get the battle out of it. We go to Tony. Tony, what action are you doing with your level 7, sir?
You said these are heinous, and they're not great. Okay.
Well, but you only need a heinous at level 7, right? You have to eat.
No, I need I'm at level 7 right now. To get to level 8, I need a great creature.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is kind of pointless.
Sucks to be you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the only thing that you need? Is that one battle to go up to level 8?
No. I need a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, then you've got other ones you can check from a heinous battle.
So
with
I'm not
fire
going to
dogs.
and I'm not going to bother canceling their defensive modifier methodic. I will, however, use a fantastic blade, which is D. I have chiasmatic actions and mystical mount, and we brought along treasure laden, so that gives me a +3. I have a total of 12 blade swaggering techniques, which gives me an additional +3.
That is correct.
So I am I'm a +6 -4, so it's a +2.
+2, and you're using an action that's locked as glorious, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead and roll it. You're rolling twice.
Oh, wow.
Yikes!
You don't want that.
Ooh, that's bad, Tony.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Oh.
Tony.
Okay,
Babe.
it's a result of 6. Mike, what is that?
Tony goes irregular, but at least they only fight as large.
Only fight as large.
When Tony loses interest in a battle, he loses it in a big way. He's like, "Oh, I don't get anything from this." Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
Was anyone seeing my nail clipper?
There are plenty of ignobles he can get. Bruce, did you want to do a recitation, or did you want to do magical and try to catch up with Rusty?
I gotta catch up. I gotta do magical.
How about a queen? But it's a Bane rod. Bane rod.
Queen.
Okay.
You
Rod.
can still pick up magicals with veins.
Sure can.
I was adjusting my screen. Okay. Queen Rod's the enemy attempts to make you small and insignificant, a bug to be stepped upon. Fail roll, and the player must select escape going forward. If this action occurs in the underworld, and it does, a fail, and any other player with wizardry shape-shifting J loses his power. Select the lowest level of those available. Difficulty 7, wizardry shape-shifting J. I have it, and it's glorious.
So give me 3 dice of a 7, or Rusty could lose his shape.
How does my
Our last clever will kick in.
I got a shaken, and you said it
That's
lasted
a sneaky way of reducing my 17.
Yes, it is a sneaky way. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is that Bruce is actually attacking the party for dominance? But Bruce, let's go through the modifiers here. Did you use your methodical to cancel the defensive modifier?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Yes, of course, because it's going to be one of the last battles we're going to have. And you're going to, so it's a 7, but you're shaking, it's a 9, but you're rolling 3 dice because it's shape-shifting. So give me a 9 on 3 dice. Roll twice.
Okay.
And there it is. So you did not cause anyone to lose their shape-shifting, and you are not forced.
That would have been our last clever bonus anyway.
And you're not forced to go escape. That is correct, Mike. Thank you. And I'm going to go over to me, and I will go escape at level 2, and I will get a judgment card. And that judgment card, if I go down and read it, it is not inverted. Judgment says all players should continue the battle trying to escape. If that decision would cause the adventure to fail, the players may stay in the battle, however they are shaken. So it would cause the battle to be shaken, it would cause the adventure to be lost if we leave this room without copying the glyphs. So anyone who wishes to stay may, but they do so shaken. I'm still going to try to flee. I can always come back if you guys are failing. How about a 4 for escape, please?
And this is are we impacted by the double shaken here? And this,
and can't bold people?
Well,
one round.
Anyone that doesn't run would be impacted by shaken. If it like for you, Conrad, yeah, it could be double shaken. But you're trying to flee anyway, so it's not. How convenient, poison ivy. Well,
if Tony's not going to fight, I probably have to stay in here. And
the trail may be a thorny thicket or a seabed of roiling, strangling kelp. There are many mushrooms in the underworld that explode with odoriferous force if disturbed. You would only get nabbed if you were strolling pristine route. Success for the Fury Pip. That's nice. Regardless, player no longer sees Banes. Even better. If the character is trait rugged, I am rugged. And if he's an acrobat, I am not an acrobat. I cannot entertain my lady like that. I am her physician, not an acrobat. And it would be difficult to reduce by 2 for each. I am not a horticulturist, am I? No, why would I be that? And a 9. So a 9 on 2 dice to get away.
Is there a defensive mod, or did you use?
I'm doing escape, Conrad.
Okay,
He's doing
so-
escape, so no modifier.
I missed it by 1. I'm still in the battle. But I do get the regardless of I do not suffer banes. No banes from me. I'm making a note to myself. I go over to Rusty. Rusty, there are 13 demon dogs still left. Recitation for you again, sir?
I can't. The card said the result said I couldn't do recitation.
Would you
Just
like
for-
to
just
take
for
an
a minute.
escape card, or did you want to stay in and be shaken?
I'll do the shaken, and I'll do
Magical?
I'll do magical. Yeah.
How about if I give you a card number 8, the Judgment card first? It is not inverted. The Judgment says, or Justice I should say, the selecting player may not utilize any of his combat trait bonuses for the remainder of battle.
Justice.
Oh my goodness.
So you cannot cancel defensive modifier. You already have, though, this go round, but you could not be saving yourself from a wound if you needed to, or some other thing. And I flip a nice Temperance card. The Temperance card, it is not inverted, and the Temperance tells me as a 14 that imbued with minor powers to decide your fate, similar to an Empress, the result can be saved and used. Before the deck reshuffled, the player may cancel a failed roll or some other strange or baneful result. In essence, you get sort of a mulligan here. Now, you can actually use that mulligan, I will say, to cancel the effect that you had the Justice card, so that you will not be shaken if you want. Selecting player may not utilize. If you want to use
make
your
Bruce lose one of his
I wouldn't do that to Bruce, but Bruce might do it to me, but I wouldn't do that to Bruce.
You can. I tell you what, Rusty,
Thanks, Conrad.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give you your actual card as magical, and it is a king of rods. King of rods, magical, sir.
And it's not a bane.
It's not a bane, no. And you do.
So
have,
my shaken has been removed by the.
Yeah, we're gonna cancel the shaken. We're gonna cancel the fact that you can't use your trait modifiers for battle. So if you want, you can grab the Fury Pip, which I should have done as well anyway.
Okay, so let's see. Read this. Magical Nexus wanes. Better point out your value as a living prisoner, as a ruse, of course, to gain a stealthy attack, success, and dispatch one opponent against large plus adversaries. The difficulty increases by 3, but fail, and next round the player must change to a different attack method. Regardless, all players must return to battle despite vicious injuries, knockouts, mishaps, or escapes. The ref may decide. I don't think anybody's escaped yet.
No, none of us got away yet.
Yeah, but
the ref may decide that
no one ever escapes through the escape table.
May not be used with anymore as a method, at least for any wise character above 3rd level. Difficulty 9, advantage skill, Goldsmith.
Okay, so Rusty is feigning that he's a valuable capture to the Hell Dogs. They don't seem to be interested. You need to roll me, unless you're a Goldsmith, you need to roll 2 dice.
Where's Goldsmith at?
Is it
Goldsmith is under
clever.
Artisan, clever.
Under clever, and I am not a goldsmith, so I'm looking for a 9. And do I have any modifiers? I don't think so, because I got
cancel
rid of the
defensive
minus.
modifier. In fact, this card flip, the regardless, says that the result that everyone is fleeing has been canceled as well. So if you haven't suffered a shaken from staying in the battle, you certainly could stay without that. But that's neither here nor there. It's 2 dice, Rusty, if you're not a goldsmith, and you get to roll twice.
I get to roll twice. I made the 9.
And you made the 9, so he did not have to change method. But again, what would he care if he has to change method anyway? Actually, I think you failed because it's against a large plus adversary, and it's adding 3 to the difficulty.
Oh, and I failed.
So you did not dispatch one. I go on to Conrad. Conrad, you still trying to flee? Or do you want to stay and get a brash action?
I was going to try an irregular, because in that case they're only a +1.
Regular's only -1, and some interesting
only
results can
-1.
read. How about if I give you a force card first? And the force card inverted says, lose a random personal swaggering.
Okay. That's
How
what
about
it is.
we get you
So
16? You have lost repartee.
I do not have repartee.
Okay. Then you did not lose it, which is fine. If no one has a personal swing, no. Okay, and then your actual event is a 10 of swords. Or 10.
Regular is no, yeah. So blanket your victims with a tapestry. They are hell dogs, after all. Sail, tent, quilt, cape, tablecloth, etc. Success and escape from the battle. Player may stay in the action and gain the Fury Pip into his rolls. Regardless, next round you are free to select any method. Player, if the adversary is horrible, no. Fail results in vicious injury. Difficulty 8, advantage wizardly animate objects. I'm going to burn my Fury Pip.
Yeah, so I think we should all do that.
I'm 8 minus 1 plus 1, I guess is where I'm at. Minus 2 because I'm shaken. So I'm looking for a 10. 10 will get me out of the battle. And I am out of the battle.
A 10 would get you out of the battle on irregular, which is interesting. Okay, so the 13, Conrad is out of the battle for the more.
Wizardry animate objects.
Yes, you picked up you can wizardry animate objects. Laura, forgive me. Did you want to brash again, or did you want to calculate it? Brash. Well, how about if we start with the Sun card?
Sun card's always good.
Yeah, Sun card is always good. The Sun card says that a fluke blower opportunity arises. The next card is a success. How about this brash, and it's automatically successful? How about a Queen of Coin? Queen of Coin brash. I mean, Queen of Coin.
Hold up a mirror. Someone should paint a picture of your majesty in the fight. Rosetta inspiring. Success and one opponent surrenders. But fail, roll, and player must... Well, you said it's automatically...
Yeah.
Picasso inspiring. Regardless, all players gain the Fury Pip.
Nice.
Against large plus adversaries, the difficulty increases by 1 for each monster category towards great. Difficulty 8, advantage Mount Beautiful.
Wow, against large plus adversaries, the difficulty increases 1 by each monster category toward great. That would be like a 7, I think.
Yeah, but she succeeded because of that Sun card, so...
Yeah, she succeeds because of the Sun card, so success and opponent surrenders. Unfortunately, heinous opponents do not surrender, but they do drop a level. We'll play with the Era 10 updates. So they're now really only foul in terms of defensive modifier, so it's a -3. I think most of us cancel that anyway. And I go on to... And you also picked up Mount Beautiful, Laura.
Yep.
And I go on to Mike. Mike.
Catbird seat only lasts for 1 action, correct?
That is correct.
Which means that I'm still going to go ahead and stick with my recitation magic. I am going to go ahead and continue using my power words. If anybody's interested, those power words are sit, roll over, play dead. Because I've got a Fury Pip, that takes me to a +5, because last round I was +6 with the Catbird seat. So I'm a +5 on 2d8. 7 + 5 is a 12.
What level?
Level 6.
2 dice. Roll it twice.
Oh, yeah, I'll see if I can do better than that. Nope.
You counted the Fury Pip I gave you, right?
I did. So I dispatch 1 opponent, but not a large plus adversary. So nothing, I guess.
Nothing. No, you don't get that on this case. And we go on to Fred. Now, Fred, you were downed, but you're back up because of the result that occurred in between that said all of the downed players are back up. You are wounded, though, and here comes your card. Did you want to brash again, or did you want to go escape?
Escape.
Okay, how about if I give you a deuce, a 2?
Okay.
That's always good.
Escape, please.
Escape, deuce, 2.
All right.
Got it.
Oh, we all have the Fury, so it's +2 to the roll. Mike, did you count that as well?
I did.
Okay.
Sustain the concussive impact of a body block from a suicidal madman or thrall trying to prevent your further escape. Success and gain Fury Pip to all rolls, but fail and continue with a vicious wound. Regardless, player no longer receives Bane. Results during method. Escape. Surrender is always an option. If character has skill Brawler, which I don't, difficulty reduced by 2, difficulty 12, advantage trait Rugged. I have neither of those.
Okay, so your roll is actually a 12, but you got the Fury Pip from the group getting the Fury Pip. It's a 10 on 2 dice, or you can surrender. If you surrender, you're basically going to sit down in the battle and wait for us to resolve it. And you probably that's not a bad thing to do.
I would surrender.
Rather than make a roll of the 10.
Yeah,
Defensive
because the only thing you get for the roll
die.
is the +2 to the next roll.
Wait a minute, aren't they still defensive modifier 4?
Not for escape.
Yeah,
oh,
not
right,
for
right,
escape.
right.
Yeah, I'll just let him take me.
Okay, so he's gonna, like most of the servitors on the side, he's gonna basically bow out and let other people fight. Yeah, there may be a situation where a card forces you back into battle, but for now,
Yeah.
Tony, what do you do?
I'm forced to go irregular.
Okay, forced to go irregular. I'm gonna flip a card for you. How about if I give you a knave? Not a good start.
Oh, of course.
It's not inverted, though.
Is it? Yeah, it
No.
could be worse. Distract your opponents, causing them to hesitate long enough, usually to compose and arm yourself. Success, an enemy is no longer engaged. So select any method to follow, but fail and select a regular method. The ref may allow this rule to instead represent the removal of an obstacle or impediment to battle. An important task has been accomplished. Perhaps you gain a clue on where to go next. Oh, it's just bad everywhere. Against battle plus
Servitors
adversaries,
class
the
relief.
difficulty increases by 6. Difficulty 7, advantage skill delver. Well, am I a delver? I am a delver.
Okay, so you're still gonna need a 13 on 3 dice.
Well, I'm
In
in
order-
a regular, so does that only mean they're a -1?
No, it's because they're foul plus. That's why the difficulty increased.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Did
Bonus.
you? Are you methodical, Tony?
I am, but I'm not going to.
Wait. I'm wrong, because large is below foul, right? And you're only treating them as large on the irregular, so you don't have that +6.
Very good, Mike. That's well perceived.
Michael.
7
done,
on 3
Michael.
dice, Tony, and Tony rolled
No,
one of his
8.
best rolls and got
It
past
was
it.
close.
So you
It
may
was
take
close.
any action
Yeah.
next round. You're off of irregular. Bruce, are you still going magical?
You bet.
Okay. How about if I give you a knave of rods?
Yikes.
Oops. The Knave of Rods. Mind blasts the entire field of combat. Success and one opponent surrenders against large adversaries. And difficulty increases by against large adversaries, the difficulty increases by 3, but fail, roll, and knocked unconscious. Regardless, all players must select a irregular as method is next.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah. And what's my advantage? I can't.
Bruce. B as in boy.
What's the advantage?
Wizardry,
we can't see it.
Psionics,
Psionics, B.
Wizardry, Psionics, B.
Yeah, and I have that glorious.
So you're rolling 3 dice looking for a...
I got
it. Okay, so he's not knocked
14.
unconscious. He's success and he's opposing to surrender, but they do not surrender. But I'll drop him one more. I'll make them go to invincible. And
Does that change their death mod?
to -2. And we are over to me, and I am going escape still, although I could do irregular. I do have the Fury. Yeah, why don't I go?
Didn't say regardless, all players must select a regular?
Oh, thank you, Rusty.
Thanks,
We're
Rusty.
all doing a regular.
How about a 9
Thanks,
Bane?
Bruce.
A 9 Bane irregular.
I'm sorry, I was drifting off there thinking of other things.
And I do have my energetic. My energetic gives me the Fury Pip at +2 because the Fury Pip is already active, and I activated the Fury Pip again. That means that it's a double Fury, and we're down to 12 opponents for what it's worth. Bloody your gloves with more than the enemy's flattened faces than yours and the allies. Fail and suffer shaken. That would cancel my fury. You still must have irregular actions. Flare. If the adversary is foul, no, he's dropped, so he's no longer foul. If the character is a pugilist, I am not. Am I a brawler? I am not. I just need an 8 in order to avoid being shaken. And I roll 2 dice.
You a pugilist?
I'm not a pugilist. And I have failed. So I am now shaken, but I'm bold. I'm only going to be shaken for 1 round. I go over to Rusty.
Everybody is shaken except for me, who is never shaken in the underworld.
Okay, so I have to do a regular.
Yeah, fail and everyone suffers
Oh,
shaken.
fail and everyone's shaken, yes. But we already had the Fury, so it was canceled. It cancels
Thanks,
out.
Red.
Yeah, I know.
Does
Hey,
that
what
mean
can
I
say?
lose my fury?
I did cause you to lose your Fury, Rusty. There's 12 of them left.
It looks so promising
Rusty, are you energetic?
about 7 or 8 things ago.
Are you energetic?
Am I energetic? Let's see. I am energetic.
Why don't you activate the Fury?
Give yourself
pip?
a fury.
Okay, I'll use my energetic.
Oh, wait a
Well,
second.
or hold
I'm
it,
cheating
Rusty.
myself.
Wait a minute. This is irregular, right?
I'm not going to go back in time too much, but I'm cheating myself. I'm no Bane, so that card I flipped should have been a 9.
Well, you haven't flipped Rusty a card yet, so you know.
Okay, well, what is that? Give me a 9 regular, please.
Enemy seems to have made a mistake, but he hasn't.
Success and ignore Banes. All right, doesn't matter. But regardless, next round you are free to select any method. So I'm no longer a negative. Against nasty, it's not. I am clever. 3 dice for an 11, basically. It doesn't really matter, but it's better for me.
Success and ignore Banes for everybody.
Oh, wow. I should have made roll that. Let me reread that. Success and ignore Banes. Ignore all
battle
Banes.
for those that would benefit.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're right. If you were doing that, then I wouldn't do it. Okay, so I still have the Fury, and which is now I go on to Rusty. Now, Rusty, activate your Fury, and we kill another guy with double Fury.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're down to 11. Rusty, you're still at +2. The double Fury took that. And did you want to?
I countered. Oh, yeah. So I'm still at +2. Okay.
Yeah.
And I can go back. But I have to do a regular.
Yes, that's correct.
Bane, right? All right.
How about a 3? Bane, unfortunately.
I love Bane.
Does Rusty ignore Banes?
I thought Rusty was immune. I thought Rusty had an immune.
If he kept track of it.
No, I did. There's no immune to Banes for me. That was one of the other.
That was me. 3 of rods, please, Rusty.
Let's see. Punch drunk. Yeah, punch drunk, you cover your face, hold on to the foe, and try to regain focus. Fail and suffer shaken penalty. Regardless, select method as regular next round. Okay, if character is skilled, grit, fortitude, I am. Difficulty decreases by 2. Difficult 1?
It's a 10 pugilist.
Oh, so 10 pugilists. Let's see.
You need an 8.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. Skill, advantage skill, pugilist. Where's that?
Pugilist is under bold.
Under bold. Okay. Let's see here.
Just advertise your skills.
Yeah. It's. I'm using the chart.
Yes, I know. The chart is proving not to be the method we need to have.
Okay. So. Yes, I am. So I'm looking for 3 dice, and although I could lock it as glorious, and so I'm looking for a 10, and I have the Fury pip, so it's an 8. Is that right?
Correct.
An 8 and on 2 dice, right? You're rolling twice.
On 2 dice, or I could use my pugilist and not lock it in.
It's
no.
I got 3 dice. Okay, never mind. Okay, got it.
Okay, I'm going on to Conrad.
Conrad's out of the battle.
Right?
I'm out of the battle.
Conrad's out of the battle because he escaped Laura. You got an irregular skill coming your way. How about an 8?
Conrad, you're not coming back in to help us?
I'm a level 1 guy. I'm probably going to hurt you.
Is it
But
inverted?
if it gets
not inverted.
jump in.
Find yourself on the opposite side of massive table, mast arm crate of an ironmonger, untapped barrel, recently fallen tree trunk, etc. Push it over or into your victim. Success never seems to reward enough. Regardless, next time. If character is trait gifted, that's 1 trait I don't have. So difficulty doesn't decrease by 2. But against nasty plus adversaries, difficulty increases by 1. Difficulty 14, advantage telekinesis.
So it's a 15 difficulty.
Is that?
It's a 15.
I have telekinesis. But we have fear tips and stuff.
That is correct.
So it's a 13 because of the Fury.
That's not okay. Come on. 13 on 3 dice. And rolling again. And miss both times.
Regardless, select any method next round, but fail, and it was no fail. It was only a chance that you get a success, right? Success to gain swaggering. No swaggering for you. Mike, you're back to a regular, right?
Yep, until Bruce.
10 Bane.
10 Bane. Now we're treating them as large, so their defensive modifier is still.
If you have not canceled it.
I did cancel it, so I'm still. And then we got a Party Fury pip, and then I had my own. Okay, so I'm just a +2. Treat them like an angry dog. They are angry dogs. Call an opponent, challenging him to charge, even baiting him with a tasty offer of your flesh. Success and gain other options, but fail and must select a regular in next round's attack. Character is bold, so I'm looking at a 9. Character is not a houndsman, so I'm looking at a 9. Character has grit fortitude. I'm looking at a 9 on 3 dice, rolling twice.
Success.
Made it. Success to gain your options, and so you're no longer a regular. Fred, you're out of the battle still. And Tony, you're taking your irregular card thanks to Bruce. How about if I give you a 6
thanks,
of
Bruce.
Coins?
Just when I thought I was out. No.
Thanks, Bruce. 6 on a regular.
I'm glad to help.
6s.
6 irregular. Here we go. Leap heroically from balcony or stairs. That doesn't sound like me. Across from bridge or rooftop, from a tree, mast, whatever. Okay.
See, exactly why you did
why
those
you did this is anyone's guess. Yeah,
that's not like Tony.
Success in one technique you possess becomes locked as glorious. Regardless, next round, you are free to select any method. Flare, if the event occurs in the underworld, it does. Difficulty decreases by 2. Advantage 12, or difficulty 12, advantage trait gifted. Well, I'm gifted, so I'm 10 dice. I'm 3 dice of a 10. And do we have any other bonuses?
11. Your +1 cuts to the bad guys.
Isn't that inverted?
So it's a 9.
Isn't it a bane?
Yeah, did we post the wrong one? Yeah. 6 Bane.
Tony one of the ones who posts Banes?
No, 6 Bane.
It's a 6 Bane. Well, you didn't say it was a Bane.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either.
Thanks a lot, Red. Okay. Pick up a box.
Thanks, Rusty.
Yeah, so I'm sorry I was so honest.
Failing someone at random who is actually fighting on your side is knocked unconscious.
So that would be Rusty, right?
Yeah, regardless, next round, you're free to select any method. If character is skilled bowman, the difficulty decreases by 2. I am bowman. I am a bowman.
A 6 for chiasmic actions.
And I have chiasmic actions, but I'm going to try to lock it glorious. So I'm a 6, huh?
You're a 6.
Get to roll twice.
I have locked it.
You should thank me for showing it was a bane.
He was going to. He only could lock anything glorious.
All right, Bruce, you need to take an irregular action, and you're going to get the Pope card or the Hierophant card. Let me read what that says.
There you go. I'm done.
The Hierophant card says that.
Whoops, that didn't happen. Right? Everyone gets an extra make roll.
Everyone gets a make roll, and they're going to use it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we got 7 make rolls in the party. 7 of these monsters were killed. 4, and I go on to Bruce's actual attack. His is a regular.
Thanks, Bruce, for this.
Irregular 2.
Thanks, Bruce.
Regular 2. Go ahead, Bruce.
That sounds heroic to me, by the way.
There's 4 guys left.
Laura questions by using the free make rolls. Is that going to that's going to poison the battle ignoble?
I won't.
No, because it's a card.
The battle ignoble. I will just reduce the enemy by that instead. Bruce, give Bruce a 2.
2 on regular or 2 on.
2 on a regular.
2
Not
on
a bane?
regular.
Not a bane.
What do we have left? 4 of them?
We have 4 of them. Yes.
Bruce can take 4 by himself.
Get your calculated actions going here, high level.
Come on. Yeah, Bruce, take them out
I
yourself.
would love to, but some people keep making me do irregular and other things.
Well, he's trying to play catch up. If you never started this competition, or you just told him you only had 1 magic thing,
I should have lied and said I only had 11.
Should have. Your honesty's getting to us. Go ahead, Bruce.
Lighten some whimsy by cutting candles in half or slicing a symbolic letter in a wall, tabletop, tree.
He's cutting into the bas relief. We need to translate.
Brusso.
Deck or opponent's shirt or hide. Optional success and euphoric. Select magical method next round. All right. Otherwise, try to sober up. Continue at irregular or shaken penalty against enchanted adversaries. The difficulty increases by 5. Difficulty 7. Advantage. What does it say?
Energetic.
Oh, crud, I'm not energetic.
You need
So,
a 12 on 2 dice. Roll twice. You got +2 for the Fury Pip.
can I do it? Oh.
No,
So
you cannot. It would
do.
wreck everyone's ability to get ignoble, is what they've been saying.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, so your success and your
That's
4,
it.
you're back to magical method. It comes over to me. I'm +2 on the Fury, and I do not suffer Banes. I'll do a brash since I don't suffer Banes. How about if I get myself a 5 of Cups? No Banes.
Cups. 5. No Banes. No Banes.
And struggle to parry and block all the enemy attacks until finally sense a pattern. Success and dispatch 1. If skilled duelist, I am not. Difficulty reduces by 2. Mount inexorable on a roll of 12. Let's see if I can roll 2 dice and get a 12. It's unlikely, but
So 13 minus 2 is a 9, right?
wait, I got 2 for
Or
the Fury
13
Pip.
minus 2. Yeah, it's an 11. You made it.
Yeah, I made it. And so we're down to 3. We go over to Rusty.
And you picked up Mount
I
Inexorable
did.
T.
I picked up another Mount
Cheers
one,
and Tom.
which is nice.
Okay,
Thank you, Conrad.
I've done my irregular. Can I now go back to recitation?
Yep.
Did it say in the last round that you could take any method or not? Do you remember?
Yes.
So we were only forced irregular for 1 round.
Okay. Go ahead.
Didn't
Go
say
ahead, Rusty.
either way. So
Yeah.
okay, so recitation, I'm +4, and does the Fury Pip still count?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm +6, right?
Yes.
Defensive modifier is 1, right?
No, I already had the result that got rid of the defensive modifier for me.
Oh, okay.
That
So
was
you're
the very
+6.
first thing. So
Which method are you using?
I'm going to use the same thing I used before, which was, let's see, that was Demigod.
Did they
Okay.
run away? I don't think they ran
And
away.
so 8
Yeah, he
plus,
8 plus 6 is a 14.
if I can't do it again, I'll
No,
use
one large plus will run away.
conjuration. But
One large plus runs away, but they don't run away at Invincible, right?
Yeah, so
No,
what you
but
want to do is
we're only
pick a different one.
Have
You
a,
gotta
okay,
pick
well
one.
then I'll pick. Can I pick instead cosmic?
You've got to pick one that dispatches. So which one
Well, which
dispatches?
does cosmic dispatch?
no, Cosmic is surrender. For a dispatch, you are looking at
Pyrotechnics.
for Celestial, Pyrotechnics, Hexes, Voltaic, Spirit Guide, and Power Words.
Looking over
I don't.
sheet.
I don't
And
have
realizing
any
that-
of those as glorious.
Then you're
I
gonna
got
flip-
demonic. Was that demonic? Doesn't do it.
Demonic makes him run away.
Yep, demonic makes
How
them
about
run away.
Precog?
but
You could add bonuses.
How about if we
Said
give you a
Bruce.
magical?
I guess you're gonna have to give me a magical.
How about a 4 of cups?
Cups, 4. He doesn't suffer veins.
There you go.
All right. Let's see here. No, I do suffer banes. So, but anyways, it's not a
It's
bane.
not a bane, yeah.
So, summon a terrible wind which freezes right to the bone. Success and dispatch a half D8 opponents or 1 large, but fail roll and suffer a vicious wound. Regardless, all players lose command and tactics pip bonuses, which we don't have.
That's rusty.
We don't have any of those. So difficulty 7, advantage, wizardry paralysis Q. Let's see. I do not have
Oh,
paralysis.
God, he's going to pick up another one on you, Bruce.
And I have the Fury Pip, so I'm looking for a 5.
5, yep.
And
5 to
Bruce,
dispatch 1.
Bruce, I'm sorry, I have 18 now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but
I
you
go
got
to,
none that kill anything.
I
That's
go
what
to
Bruce is laughing
go to
about.
Conrad.
Conrad
No,
is
he does, he's
sitting
just
outside
not-
the battle,
It's
enjoying
because I
the
didn't
nice.
block enough of them as
I
glorious.
go to Laura. Laura, you take a brash action. You got yourself a Bane of a King of Coins. Bane King of Coins.
No Banes.
Get King of Coins then.
King, coins, normal for Laura. There it is.
Your ancestors. Oh, I was going brash. Your sword blow is
I
locked
clicked that
hot
brash.
in an opponent's handguard or between his paws. Later, and your blade might be chipped off in tripped and off alignment. Optional success and half D8 opponents run away against large.
Fail roll and you're shaken. They're now dropped to 1 below invincible. You want to post that chart for me, Conrad?
And it's blade.
Sure will.
I just picked up.
I think it's
I've got it in the help on the website.
it's like
You have
that
Fury and all
Janet or something, isn't it?
Do we
Yeah.
do we have any minuses?
No, I don't believe we do.
No, they're now foul.
On the green?
I cheated ourselves. We went from heinous to invincible to foul and enchanted. Laura, give me that roll of 7, please. Or a roll of a 9, sorry. You are Blade Defender? I think I remember you picked it
Yes,
up
you just
randomly,
picked it
right?
up on your last
Yeah.
card.
Okay, so you have caused somebody to run away, but they didn't run away, so they drop down one more to enchanted. So they're enchanted in ability. I go to Mike. There's 2 guys left.
2 guys left. I am going to do what's their defensive modifier right now? Still 2?
If you have not canceled it, it is -1.
Oh, I did cancel it. There is no death mod. So I've got my Fury, I've got my 3, I'm at +5. I think I screwed myself last time. I am +5 on my Joyous.
Joyous is not a magic act.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, why am I not reading that correctly? Oh, okay. All right. I do not have this at Glorious, but since my last power words failed, I feel that I must change my method. So I'm going to use hexes. I'm rolling 2 dice at
I hated hexes. Go ahead.
2 dice at +5.
You better not roll
Twice
low.
for my level. 7 + 5 is a 12.
Okay.
So hexes 12. Dispatch 1 opponent of any size.
All right, we got 1 left. Fred, I'm going to allow you to step in, but you risk the wound, or you could stay out. You could try to kill the last one and be a hero.
Yeah,
Fred,
sure. Let's
stay
step
out.
in.
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you a brash card, and because we're 16 minutes after the hour, it is not going to be a Bane. And here it is. How about a 6 of Cups for the win? Somebody post it for him.
Get that.
I'm getting there.
Everyone else can check battle for this, I think, except for Tony at 7.
Okay, opponent stumbles while striking and falls before you. Success and dispatch 1 opponent. Consider it a fail. Roll your utter amusement to buffoonery, yet who will have the last laugh? Flare. If the character has not checked growth ignoble, he does so and becomes an obnoxious, sarcastic, arrogant. I already have that one checked off.
Very good.
If a person everyone wishes would sober up. Okay, at least you're enjoying yourself as skilled Delver. Difficulty reduces by 2. I don't have that. Difficulty 13. Advantage trait methodical. I don't have that.
2 dice for a 13 for the wind. Otherwise, we go on to Tony. And he'll claim he killed them all.
Nope, missed.
Okay. We go on to
He
Tony.
doesn't have a Fury
It
pip.
falls to me.
He does have the Fury Pip. It would mean an 11, and
11.
he rolled a 9. Tony for the win, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I will use my my now locked cosmetic actions
Okay.
to do so. D. So that's going to give me a total. No, actually, I lied. I'm doing. Is it Blade Fantastic? Let's see here. Nope, 10 to 13. So both of them are exactly the same. Cosmetic actions is locked. I get a +3 from having fantastic, mystical, and we're treasure laden, and then I will. I have 10 personal, which is additional +3, so that's a +6.
And the Fury Pip, because everyone got
And
the Fury Pip.
Plus
Okay,
That's
so
8.
+8.
2 dice +8, rolling twice.
I'll take the 17.
Okay, 17 probably kills the last one. And we will pick up this right where we left off next week, because you still are not out because of the collapse. The collapse was actually not an illusion, so you're going to have to go south with the other half of the treasure map that we're copying now, and we will continue on into this mission and to its epilogue, and then we'll let people do some investments in their citadels since we haven't done in a little while, and we will continue right in the next mission of Barony next week. And thank you all for gaming, of course.
I have some questions for you, Red. If